it's just in my head.
I'll tell the story.
Good.
All right, mics are hot. Mic check.
They're hot.
They're hot. All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Faction After Hours podcast. We are here to bring you another episode and another guest. Tonight we have, honestly, I think I mentioned this, but you are the first female on the podcast, so thank you for joining us.
I'm honored.
Yeah, so are we.
The first
So are we.
official female. We can't forget about Princess, and Haley has been
Oh,
here before.
shit. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, we
But-
cannot forget those. But we have the announcer of The Gambler. It sounds like great AWE employee of the month.
Thank you. Tell my boss.
My new best friend, Sara Riordan. Malcolm left. There we go. We have a live audience here. and Haley. So thank you guys for joining us. This is our first time meeting.
Yes, I didn't even introduce you guys.
Even
so
though
that
we're best
was-
friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
much. I
That's just
told
kinda
them
how it
all. I
works.
was like, she's awesome. Don't worry. It's going to be
Thank
fine.
you. Yeah, and I only met you like, what, a month ago?
Yep, at that one Club Loose event
Yeah.
where I saw Haley and then I saw you. I was like, I know her.
Yeah.
That's the person that's coming on the podcast.
And I
Like,
had to run up and be weird and be like, I'm so excited to go on your podcast.
yeah, I was like, this is perfect. I didn't know you guys were friends, so.
Yeah.
as if Frankie's intimidating of
I'm
any
not.
sort.
I literally did the same thing. I ran up to them and was
Well-
like, hey, I know you.
I don't know if you know this, but you're like really cool.
Am I?
Yes, and very stylish.
Thanks.
Stylish.
Thanks.
You
I
guys
appreciate
have the
it.
coolest cars. Like, look at those out there. Are you kidding me?
When
like
they're on the
the
ground.
style points.
They are pretty.
the roof.
They're pretty nice.
Thank you. I appreciate
Okay,
that.
well,
Frankie
I
Carl,
never.
I'm cool, Carl.
I tell you this all the
No,
time.
you don't.
I said, Frankie, did you know that you accidentally built like probably one of the most notable S chassis of all time?
Literally.
And then he's like, it's all right.
right.
Well, I do like it when it's on the ground, but it's been a while. It's been 3 years.
Yeah,
so.
I was like, he's gonna see how my drift car looks and like all the body panels. He's not gonna be my friend.
Well,
We
it sounds
took
like
notes, don't worry.
it
Something
sounds
about
like
KBD.
Sara is in the same boat because you mentioned you had 4 S chassis.
Three with engines in them and one donor car to fix my most
That's
prized
probably the
possession.
smartest way to do that.
Yeah, it's my retirement plan. Really, I'm not gonna.
You
have
mentioned
a
that.
401k. I'm just gonna collect S chassis.
It's a good idea.
Oh, I don't know if my mom would approve of that idea.
I think you should, Carl, you should do it too, because you like to buy a lot of cars. So.
That
You have to get them at the right time from the right people. So I got my red one, which is what I call my grandma spec.
is this your
Oh,
first one?
No, this is once I was already like hooked on
Let's
it,
do
you
an
know what I'm
order
saying?
of like
Okay, all right.
acquisition.
So,
Oh, by the way, we got Ethan in the background grinding shit and
that's
stuff.
okay.
but
It lends credibility to the pod.
That's what I like to think.
It's pretty authentic.
It's after
Here at
hours, man.
Faction Machine Works. No, I'm just kidding. But he is doing some stuff back there.
Yeah, it's not my car.
Shout
though.
out, Ethan.
Don't get too excited.
Stop. It wasn't my car either. You said like body panel repair, and he like assumed rust and like ran out of the room.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Your car is kind of.
what?
It is rusty. It's
No.
a 240.
Whoa,
Frankie's
whoa.
car, I'm saying it's underway. We've been all kind of trying to bully. I don't know how much
Yeah.
you know about Frankie, but we've
He's
been trying to
bullying me.
bully Frankie to get it done.
And
'Cause I'm tired of driving by myself. I would wish that you had finished it
last year.
maybe last year, maybe
Yeah.
the year before that, or maybe even the year before that one.
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
nice, Carl. All right, anyway,
Bullying
so
is the only way to get it done. Bullying is
agree.
half of drifting. You're in the pits, you bully somebody about how they drive. You're bullying your friends that are not driving.
Yeah.
I get and give so much bullying.
that's
It's
how
like
I know you're a club
staple.
loose driver.
Yeah. Oh. No joke. Those guys are not very nice.
Yeah,
but like,
But
in
they
a-
kind
in
of
a
are
good
though.
way.
They
In a
are
good
though.
way.
Like Frankie Beans.
Oh.
I used to be really. If God forbid Frankie ever listens to this, not you, Frankie.
I
Don't
know.
look at me. This Frankie.
Frankie
Like
Beans.
I
is
used to
the
be
best.
really scared of Frankie. I think it's because he's got this glorious mustache. Yeah.
That's wild.
Haley's
and
laughing
like,
right
and
now in
like
the
you
back.
know, he's like kind of like more of like a Akier dude, but like at my height, Aki. You know.
I'm gonna have to disagree because even when he was
I love
mad at
when
me
he
once-
talks to me. He's like, I'm like, oh, he's actually a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's a sweetie. Like his mad was like, stop it, dude.
You know, I'm really jealous. I think he's going to see Ice Spice tonight in Brooklyn.
Why do you know
I'm
that?
sorry. Why are you?
What? Why am I jealous, or why?
I walked in. What song were you guys listening to when I walked in?
Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande.
Okay,
And
like,
that was at Carl's request.
But I was telling you to turn it off. We
No.
had guests coming.
Yeah. He goes, turn it off. Turn the music off. They're here. Turn the music off. And I just turned it louder.
I like the commitment.
Yeah. I
I
admire
tried to
that.
stop it
No,
earlier.
but-
If you follow me on Instagram, I literally paused it, and then from the office, Frankie just yells at me.
The
Oh,
follow
yeah,
you
you
on
put it-
Instagram, was that a shout out really quick? You're gonna shout your handle out? to the
No,
public?
I feel like it's. I just be posting whatever. It's not really.
Malcolm, do you remember what Frankie Beans said in the?
Said, I'm gonna be in the front or something. Spit on me.
He said, "I'll be in the front row. Spit on me."
That's a Frankie.
Wait, where were you?
No, this is on his story.
Yeah.
He
pull
said
it up.
something like Ice Spice, Doja Cat, who looks kind of scary now, but
This
so-
is what we talk about on here.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Doja Cat could definitely spit on me. I'd be fine with that. So keep it pushing, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
welcome to a drifting.
I didn't
podcast.
know
We
who
talk
Doja.
about
It
Ice
took
Spice.
me a while to put two and two together that she was the person who made that song "Moo." You remember that?
Yes.
Bitch, I'm a cow.
Yes.
That song, she was a baddie in there, man.
She just doesn't take it seriously, which is it's cool. It's funny. I like.
I hope
that.
she's going. I hope, it sounds looks like she's going through some stuff. I hope she's good.
Who isn't?
True.
Like,
I mean-
please at them because I
Praise.
love to
This is
talk
why we're
to them.
besties.
Okay.
What's yeah, we've been talking about her, right? So naturally, my
Who's her?
phone now sends me all videos of her.
Of Doja Cat?
Yeah, Doja Cat.
Okay.
So I was looking today. I was like, "This is Doja Cat." Malcolm's like, "Yeah, that was her."
You
I was
know,
like,
Frankie, you kind of
"This
look like
girl's
Doja
bad."
Cat.
And then I scroll down and there's a new one, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
You're
and he's like, "That's what happened." I'm like, "What happened? What did they do?" He's like, "That's just what she's doing now." I'm like, "That's like a. Have you seen? That's like a 180, dude."
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen.
That's like a 180. Don't assume her gender type shit, but that's fine. I'm okay with it.
It's almost like a
Here-
2007 Britney of just like fuck
Yes.
you guys, like shaving my head, whatever. Like I get it. Like tell me you haven't lost your shit and you're like, you know what, I'm done.
Honestly, the Doja Cat version is kind of cooler than Britney's.
I would agree. It's a little more mentally stable in my opinion.
I don't know about mentally stable,
What's
but
going
it
on?
looks cooler.
Now that we're talking about something way far away than what I thought we were going to talk about,
This is what I was hoping we'd be
I would
talking
talk to
The-
a brick
the-
wall.
the-
dude, so it's totally
I could
fine.
talk to rocks. It totally.
We're best friends.
I literally have two pet rocks. Ask any of them. I've shown them. Well, anyway, but the Britney Spears thing, like,
Oh,
this
let's
just
get into it.
resurfaced on my timeline. But the whole like, you've seen.
We saw
Oh,
the
yeah,
knives.
what is
Who
that?
hasn't?
What's with that?
I don't know.
Is that
dude.
Illuminati shit? What's up with that?
I don't know.
I feel so bad.
Did you feel bad for Britney Spears?
Yeah,
She's not
She's
gonna
okay.
watch this. She's not gonna watch this.
Oh,
She'll wipe the
might.
tears away with the money.
it just
She'll be okay.
I mean, that's another one. I'm big on the mental health thing, dude. I feel like
She looks
she's
like she's
probably-
doing good. Wait.
I mean,
okay,
unless-
never mind.
if that-
Haley's giving me a look.
Frankie, like, I mean, yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, I'm a little concerned, but you're saying she looks fine. I guess everything's
thought-
good to go.
She's off that whole thing where like
yeah.
whatever it was.
It got a little more weird afterwards. After that, I think.
Naturally, there's going to be a growing period after that. There's going to be a
Okay.
little bit of a.
I thought I was an optimist. You got me beat.
Trust me, I'm not.
Absolutely.
Frankie,
I'm just
an
trying to-
optimist.
You know what it is? I don't
Britney
know.
Spears has 2 knives in her Instagram live, and he's like, she's probably fine.
She's going through a phase.
She'll be all right.
I don't know, dude. I didn't do enough research on that. I need to go look at that.
Do
later.
the R&D. You're
She's bipolar. Who isn't? Like
I've
probably been diagnosed bipolar. I don't know.
I had like a doctor's appointment to get that fucking ADHD thing, and the lady, what sucks is I literally took the test, and she was like, "Now, I know that we took 3 tests,"
Oh my god.
and she was like, "You're a little anxious and depressed as well," and I'm like,
You don't
Yeah.
say. Give me the
"I
drugs.
guess."
hey, have you seen just all of this?
And then,
like, how
and
wouldn't I be?
then I straight up said, "It's honestly probably because I'm not doing enough."
You're not doing enough.
Yeah. And she was like, "That makes sense." I'm like, "Okay, this
Dude.
doctor's appointment is bullshit."
Doing enough what? Like
A life.
work on yourself,
No.
crime. Like
I don't know.
what are you not doing?
You don't ever. You two, and feel free to chime in, Haley. Just because you don't have a mic doesn't mean you can't talk. You can yell at Malcolm all day.
You just gotta yell really
Yeah.
loud.
But
Yeah.
I'm don't do you sometimes at the end of the day, like, don't you ever feel like you didn't do enough that day, and then you're like, oh, I fucking
That's
all
me
the time.
every single
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
That means you're productive.
that's a
usually.
major symptom of ADHD.
Okay, I was gonna say anxiety. Like I can't even sit on the couch some days because I have 3 cars that need work, and like
You're just sitting
my
there.
truck's making a weird sound. So like I have to just work myself to the point of it's bedtime and then go to bed.
Doesn't
Yeah.
that suck?
It does.
Yo, maybe I have ADHD. I saw a
think we
thing today
all do,
too.
bro.
That's was another hint that I might have it. And then what you just said was like
But you read and stuff.
barely. But
Okay.
what does that have to do with ADHD?
No.
Yeah.
Wait, so is
can't.
reading like not a? If you have ADHD,
So
you don't
for
read?
me, you see the size of this paragraph?
yeah.
Mhm.
I for me, I need to sit there and work to read it. Like I need to in my head read word for word.
Yeah, whatever the fuck you have, I definitely don't.
'Cause then-
you're
because-
just up running around.
Because
like,
I'm reading this and I'm like, okay, after this
Yeah,
I need to
see-
go
see
do
the
this, and this, and I'm already thinking about, okay, I need to get those things
I
going.
don't even know how you accomplish anything. Your mind is going so
fucking
fast.
We are
tank
the
through
same.
it. I tank through it.
I read the same sentence like 5 times.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Same.
the,
I might read the same sentence over and over again, and then might question myself if I'm slightly stupid because I couldn't get the sentence.
yeah.
Yeah. Like a problem with comprehension is what Haley is saying.
Yeah.
Like you could
I have
read
the same
something
problem.
and
See, I feel the same way, but I'm currently reading a book that was translated from Russian in like 1940, and I'm like, maybe it's just the fucking book.
no,
You're a
no,
masochist.
No,
You
no.
enjoy the pain.
Yeah,
That's what it
well,
is.
Well, I have to finish
That-
it. You know what I mean?
This is
I'm like,
this
I need
man
to
right
finish
here.
This.
Sarah just described you. You are
Yeah.
a fucking masochist.
Give me
That's
another
why
example.
you make such good art, because you just have to.
Ooh, I'm an
Don't,
artist
you know?
now too. Sarah, the compliment.
sorry.
Nope,
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 too
nope,
much.
nope, nope, nope,
Listen.
nope.
To me, 240s are art. I'm the special type of weird, I guess. But
They
that one
can
out
be.
there, I literally couldn't stop looking at it.
That's the most
The
beautiful
Sylvia?
car we've had in here. So.
I could die happy just staring at that thing.
I do kind of. It is an art, you know. But this man is not the greatest artist.
Okay, here we go.
Telling you,
He's got to cut me down a little bit at least.
he is the greatest artiste.
No, but like, can we talk more about the book thing? Because I want to know if I'm like.
I'm not going to diagnose you. I'm in no position,
What did
nor
you
do I
say?
have the credentials to
asking
diagnose you as
two
a
Say it
people-
louder, Malcolm.
Nothing. Never mind.
You're asking two people who are worse than you. Like, hey,
Oh,
diagnose
is that what
me.
you
Like,
said? You're asking the wrong people.
We're
just
struggling harder.
He just asked me, the person
So I
who
go
just,
to read, right?
Okay.
I'll be like, I'll add it to my morning routine. I'm like, I need to read in the morning before I go to work. Like that's what I'm trying to do. So if I somehow manage
Hey,
to have
do you have
enough
a
time-
morning routine?
You're lucky I make it to the office.
Same.
Anyway, my morning routine. So I go to read and I'm like, this is just boring. You know what I mean? Like you ever just read, you're reading and you're like, I don't want to do this.
So then why are you reading that? Go read something else.
No, I cannot do that.
Okay, then.
I'm halfway through.
What the fuck?
You can't give up. You cannot.
You would
give
have a
up.
stroke if you walked into my room. There's 4 books that are halfway through. Because here's what
Oh,
I do to
God.
myself. I also, a little bit of a masochist. I'll read something that is like educational or like I feel like I should be reading and it's entertaining. But then I read absolute trash as a treat. So
As a
when the one
treat.
book gets a little too heavy, like I was reading a book on Columbine of all things, just because it's
I
like,
need that book.
You want me to? I'll give it to you next time. It's nutty. Like
Yeah,
you,
that way
you'll
I'll just
need
be
to.
depressed for the next.
you'll
You
couple
don't
need
need
to-
to lie to me. That shit is not
It's
entertaining
nutty.
to read.
Okay, it's intriguing.
No, no,
because
no.
I'm like, why are they the way they are? So, but then it'll have you staring out a window, just like, what the fuck? So then you get the trash, you bring in the garbage. Give me some garbage, and then you go back to the hard
We
subject.
could go
that you're-
down a rabbit hole right now with the
Interesting.
dark shit because I'll get stuck
Yeah.
in a YouTube hole and my whole fucking night is ruined. I'm just like,
Yes.
come on.
Well, try the
bro.
treat method.
The
Do something
what?
just stupid after you like have had a hard time with something. Do like your comfort show or like your comfort book or something that's just so dumb.
I've had to do that before.
Yeah.
Like sometimes usually what happens is I go down a 9/11 hole on YouTube. Like literally like once every 2 years, I would say this happens.
Yeah.
And you know, you're just watching people fly out of buildings. I'm like, dude, this is too dark. I really can't do this anymore.
I'm just picturing you in your apartment alone,
Literally.
watching, just sitting there.
I do it every year.
See, Haley does it every year, and I'm
I
just like,
did watch
"Fuck,
him as
man."
well, but man, it's such a
And
weird
then,
thought.
like, you always find a new. First of all, you're never gonna find anything new. You've heard it all, but for some reason, every time you're like, "Oh, I must have not seen this one," but like, you fucking definitely saw it anyway. So I remember last time this happened, I was like, I gotta just put on a cartoon or some shit.
Exactly.
I
there
don't
you
even
go.
like
What'd you
cartoons.
watch?
I don't
Street
watch
method.
cartoons. I don't know what
Tom,
I put
probably
on.
Tom and Jerry.
I
Something.
probably put some darker shit from history and was like, this is fine. Like,
Just BoJack Horseman, like the darkest.
I probably put on like some fucking World War II Nazi shit. And was like, oh, this is lighter. This is lighter viewing for tonight.
God damn. I do like me. I'm a big murder doc guy. I've said it on this.
Oh yeah.
Tend not to be.
I like those.
I
I like
like
those
them
when
they're
there's a
on.
close. Like recently, like I hated this one series because I was like, they're never gonna finish this shit. The murder one.
Yeah.
But I was like, they're never gonna finish this shit. This shit sucked. And then they closed it up. The guy did it. Done. He's in jail.
wait, but was that 2 seasons? I thought I watched one like last
I don't know.
summer. Or
You'd
something.
love the first 48 then, because they
What's
get
the first
all the way
48?
through. It's like,
You don't know what the first one
dude.
is?
God,
hey, hey, oh, whoa.
I love murder
whoa,
shows.
whoa.
Like, give me a break.
Haley, if you
I
want to
just
talk
got
about
into
it, go on
this.
that mic.
I just got
Okay,
into
my
this.
bad for bullying.
All right, I'm trying to learn a new thing too. All right.
The first 48 is all fictional, though, right?
No, it's
It's real.
It's real. They follow
Straight
a
up.
live detective, and they have 48 hours. Technically, if you don't solve a murder in 48 hours, you will not find.
It gets harder after the first 48 hours. Like if
Oh,
you
yeah,
Evidence
close it
that
washes
makes
away, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't find
Jump
any
borders.
And they-
People die.
there's like real detectives, and they're going
It's
through it.
usually in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Why is that?
Is that a
lot
thing?
of it is in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Isn't that Oklahoma? That's where that guy bombed the fucking Kevin McVeigh bombed the fucking children's thing or whatever. You ever see that
Jesus.
explosion?
No, Frankie.
Bro,
The fuck?
Are
that
you
dude took out like
okay?
a fucking building, like 12-story building,
Jesus Christ.
because he just felt like he didn't like the government or something. I was like, but there's children in the building.
Anyway, you're 240s.
Oh yeah, cars.
Let's swing this back, guys. I'm getting sad. Like,
So-
That was not his name, but his name is Timothy McVeigh. Anyway, acquisitions of cars.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Frank. Fucking-
Sarah's like, I
No,
came all
calling.
the way over here.
once
and we're
upon
talking
a
about
time. No,
Yeah.
this is
48.
great, dude. I'll go down this rabbit hole. We could be
It's
up
gonna
till
happen
3
again.
a.m.
It's literally gonna happen again in 2 minutes.
Malcolm, it's gonna be a long
What
one.
were we just talking about?
I'm just
I'll
letting you know.
rapid fire topics
Oh,
too. Like
oh,
we'll
oh.
start and we'll end in it.
The first 4. No, don't rapid fire 'em. Sometimes the conversation is fun. That was a good conversation.
As long as I stay away from the mic, Carl will get a conversation done for real.
We'll jump in though.
The second I
Yeah.
come in, I'm gonna be like,
I don't want you to
so
hop back.
anyway,
Collaboration.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't
there'll
don't,
be a quiz after. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
your first 240.
Ooh, okay, so that's my best one. It's an S14. It's a 1998, and it was my dad's before it was mine. And I had to badger him to sell me that car when I was like 16 or 17.
Was he the first owner of that car?
He was the second owner technically. So he got it. A guy in the army like traded it into the dealership. He went there the same day and paid like 11 grand for it.
What color is
Oh
it?
wow.
Green. It's that like gorgeous
Oh.
green
11 grand. Isn't that
the-
crazy that that's like its price
in like
now?
1999.
No, but like today, it is literally that price. It's an
might
OEM
be.
stock.
Someone offered me like 18 grand for this car. It before I took it apart. It was very
Oh,
clean.
it's a part now.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't have a hood, and I took a few pieces off the cooling system for one of my other cars.
Okay.
But I could put it
Oh,
back
she's
together.
starting to.
I know. I did the big bad.
You should put an SR20 in it.
Is Fable in the comments or something?
No, but I'm just saying. I feel like that.
I thought about it.
That's the car that deserves it.
I thought about it, and then I thought about KAT a little bit. I don't know.
Well, let's hear about the other cars. So that's the first one.
But so that and that's
I want
my,
to see what other cars you got.
yeah, that's my
before-
baby. I'll never sell it. Like the reason I'm into cars, I think, is because my dad took me and my younger brother to see the first Fast and Furious, like crisscross applesauce in
How
the
old
back
are you?
seat. I'm 32, so I think I was
I'm
probably. like-
33. Okay.
All right, there we go.
There
I'm
we
about
go.
to be 33 in a couple weeks.
I'm 28.
Oh,
How old are you, Haley?
It gets worse.
Yeah.
How old are you, Malcolm? 27. You little bitch.
Yeah, enjoy your youth. No, I'm just kidding. My 30s have been mint. I mean, it's so good. But so I was probably like maybe 10 when that first movie came out.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were like kids, and my dad's like, "This is gonna be so cool. This car's in this movie." And
Dude,
I was
imagine
like,
your dad had a 240 car.
"My dad
My
is
dad
the
did have a
coolest."
Oh, never mind.
person.
Your dad was fucking cool as hell.
My
Anyway.
dad is all right.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, and then I like fell in with the like drift crowd in my high school, and it was daily drove that 240 to high school, and I was still the
There was a
biggest
drift
dork.
crowd.
Yeah, I wanted to go
All
back
right.
to
Well,
that.
it was a few people that were like into like Japanese cars in my high school.
Fuck.
Maybe like 4 people. Like I don't want to get crazy. It was in
No,
the
that's
middle
fine.
of like.
I had
New Jersey.
nobody.
Yeah.
Shit.
But
New Jersey,
I
where?
Burlington, like center of the state. It's
Okay.
big.
Burlington. I know that town.
There's a certain point in New Jersey.
I went to
where it
Rowan.
says
Is that-
Alabama.
Yeah,
you know?
it's
Yeah,
like
we know,
farm type.
We had an FFA week. There was like multiple tractors. Like if you didn't have
A
a
what?
tractor,
A
they'd
what?
be like,
A what
"What? Your
week?"
family doesn't have tractors, dude?" Like they would be like that.
What's a FFA?
Future Farmers of America.
Fuck.
And they're
that
so
sounds
mean.
sick.
I know, and they would stunt. Like they would stunt out to school in that week with their tractors, and everyone would be like, "Damn, that's such a sweet tractor."
Wait. Like they drove the tractors
To school and parked them out front. It was the coolest thing ever. But like, if you weren't
So
a farmer,
we call this Pennsylvania, not New Jersey. There's
Okay.
a certain
This is
line
in New
where-
Jersey.
South
That
Jersey.
does sound
Technically,
like
it was
Pennsylvania.
Springfield, New Jersey.
Oh yeah, that's a
Springfield
that's a
Springfield
town.
Everyone
is
always says,
near.
like, "Oh, the
Springfield
Simpsons."
is near my house.
There's more. There's got to be.
There's
more
more
than
than-
one
there's
there.
gotta be
Then
more than
there's
one.
Morristown and there's Morristown too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I went to school in Glassboro. So like I lived down there for a little bit. And I would do dumb shit a lot because there's a lot of like random woods
Oh yeah.
everywhere.
Yep.
Do dumb shit in the woods. It was-
Pine
Yeah.
Barrens are nice, but that's probably the other side.
no, it was like walking distance, not walking distance, but
Wherever you brought us at one time was.
That's where me and my friends would like, or okay, cool people in my high school would go out into the woods and like party or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Like the movies.
literally.
Yeah.
And so again, I was the biggest dork, even though I drove the coolest car. And I was like, why can't I get any brownie points? Like, hello, everyone. Probably it was like my personality. But so we went.
Oh.
Finally, like I'm a senior.
Doesn't
and
that suck? Like, I'm
no,
sorry.
I'm so funny now because of it. Like I'm so
It
funny.
hardened you up.
Bully me more so I can be funnier. Like that's where my head's at. So
She ain't wrong.
All right, Frankie. Hold him
finally,
back.
like they invited me, or like I got invited. I was like, oh my god, the big invite to like the woods party. Yes, I made it. So I bring my Pathfinder. I had a Nissan Pathfinder, which was also my
That's
dad's.
cool.
And I didn't realize like how difficult some of the like mud holes or pits were, or whatever, because I had never been out there. So
puds.
my friends are all just like sitting around deciding like who should hit this first, and like they might get stuck. Me, oblivious, just straight through the thing in that Pathfinder.
How deep was it?
I don't even probably up to the doors, like up above them, but it just went straight through. This thing was a beast.
Oh, it went through.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Chris's
No big deal.
Xterra was also a
that's
beast.
what I'm telling you.
They're tanks. Is
Yeah.
your dad a Nissan guy? Because he had a Pathfinder and a 240.
And he had right now he has a 40th anniversary 370Z.
Wow, it's
My
probably
dad
actually
is
nice.
He's a
way
fucking
cooler.
cool guy.
Yeah,
Does he wear leather
So
jackets?
how far is he
definitely
from the
leather
shop?
jacket.
he
Bring
is
him on.
originally from New Jersey, and then he lives in Arizona now. But I'm trying to get him to move back.
He just got cooler.
Dad, if you're
God,
watching the pod,
Frankie.
move back.
Frankie's role model.
That's the only other state I love.
Arizona's cool. There's a lot of hiking. You big hiking guy?
Yes.
Yeah, you look like you like granola.
Okay. Moving
the
on.
funniest thing. Hold
Second
on.
car.
Sorry. Sarah's not just going to drop the funniest joke I've ever heard in my life. She just said you look like you like granola.
Wait, I had to glance down and
You
look at what shoes
basic
he's wearing.
bitch.
They're Vans, okay?
I know, like, but I might have looked down and they would be like Mountain Climber 9000.
No,
or
no,
something.
no.
No,
I'm
no.
not.
When
I
we-
do have nice
I'm
boots
sure you
for
do.
hiking.
I introduced Frankie to hiking maybe last year, and
Yeah.
Literally.
we went on our
It's a pretty
first
good story.
couple hikes, and he wore what kind of fucking shoes were they? They were
No.
like leather combat boots,
Yes.
Intense.
or like
But, like,
Docs.
No, they weren't Docs. I wasn't that dumb. I brought my boots that I used to wear when I would like snow plow with my dad. I was like, maybe these will survive. They didn't survive.
I've been on hikes. I don't mind it. I like the outdoors, but I will be wearing Vans because the squirrels are not going to see me looking lame out here.
I mean,
all right?
they're
Damn,
not.
you're not gonna get caught lacking.
Well, are you gonna be
straight
wearing
up.
those Vans?
Yeah.
That's
These
gonna be a
balls
bad
are caught
time.
on them. I don't want anyone
Ain't no
to
way.
so,
Yeah, that's gonna be a bad
Straight
time.
up. It's okay.
My dogs would be
Can't feel
howling.
my feet. It's fine.
Cannot. Could never. Dogs would be
Wait,
crying.
you didn't continue the story where he took me hiking once.
Okay.
They did it as a joke because they were like, "Oh, he's not gonna come."
Oh,
And then
yeah.
and then I was like, "Yeah, I'll go." And then after that, I changed my entire personality and I hiked every single weekend since
He
that
hikes
day.
every weekend. What, rain or shine? Rain or shine.
Literally, doesn't matter. Go
Imagine
out.
you're just
Love the
hiking
commitment.
and this guy runs into you solo. I'd go, get the fuck out of that guy's way. Yo, did you see Ozzy Osbourne up there? Or like,
Okay.
yo, did you see Kid Rock? He was on the mountain.
Damn, you see Kid Rock demolishing that Nature Valley bar, dude?
Sarah, you have KBD. Enough.
Yes,
Enough.
bully me back. Bully
Enough.
me back.
Kid Rock
Second
eating
car.
a Nature Valley.
Did you finish your story with your party that you finally got invited
it was
to?
just-
You
it
fucking
was just
loser.
that. Yeah, I was a fucking loser, straight up. Let's bring the weird girl that drives a 240 every day.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
so you
that
went to the
was
party. You
high
went through a
school.
mud pit.
Yeah, it was fun.
The Pine Barrens are a cool place. I was there
It is.
the
Well,
other
you know
day
what
with Nick.
I was just thinking. It's like you kind of grew up in Mawa kind of in high school. So that was like they could have went to the woods up there too.
There was a group that did that, but I feel like it just wasn't.
Dude, I was
it wasn't a
literally,
good
like-
example of a crowd. You know, like they were like out there
Yeah.
smoking marijuana.
Yeah. But I was literally like what, like 15 minutes lower than him.
like Stag Hill and
we
stuff.
never hung out in woods. Like
Yeah,
it was just like
a
this little
niche group.
section of New Jersey where there's not a lot of mountains, and everyone like this whole area probably doesn't go hang out in woods. But if you go a little bit west, south,
What?
or
No,
north,
wait. I was gonna say. I mean, I could. They weren't like the Pine Barrens, but like we had parties in woods because like there was no
Well, West
parents there,
Milford,
so you would
they-
like drink in the woods.
they do
Yeah.
shit.
Like
Yeah.
my dad had to pick me up out the woods once. It was embarrassing.
Wait, because
Never.
you were wasted.
because I was wasted, dude. I weighed like 100 pounds in high school, man. Like I
still
was a
do.
small guy.
Oh,
And then my dad is like dragging me by the arms into our minivan, throws
oh my
me in.
God.
I can't remember anything except for like him going like, "Your mom's gonna fucking love this," like or
Oh,
something
God.
like that.
Yeah.
How much
I can't
trouble were you
remember
in the
anything.
next day? Like a lot.
really bad. But like I feel like I remember just being really sick. Like just obviously like I'm a kid drinking. It's not good for your body. Like so I felt pretty sick, and I think my mom was just like, you know what, you're not gonna be doing. Going outside. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
they,
all
they
right.
felt bad for you probably at that point.
They're probably like it's punishment enough, but I'll never learn.
Yeah, I mean,
Ever.
would I trade any of those memories for the world? No. I probably know now. Don't do that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Kids will be kids, dude. I feel like I was
Yeah.
just trying to be a cool kid. That's the shittiest thing. You think so? Haley just said kids these days will never be kids.
I think the internet came in and ruined that because we didn't have internet. Definitely not, our geriatric asses over here.
I thought she was gonna just
She
say
was
me. I
referring
was
to
like,
you.
you
No,
better
I was
chill.
doing this. I put the thumb back and forth.
We got the internet, like,
Dial up.
well, yeah, no, I know
Your
that, but
internet made sound.
I'm
Like,
saying we got cell phones like to text at
Right.
the end of high school, kind of
Mhm.
high school.
Flip phone.
Yeah, and
You
then,
so you both had flip phones in high school.
Mhm.
We're gonna
Well,
talk
okay,
about this
I
because
was
I
like
had a flip phone.
senior in high school.
You
when I
did?
got a
What kind of
phone.
flip? I fucking love
no,
that.
you had a sidekick. You would be the fucking
'Cause
girl with
she's
the
a cool
sidekick.
girl.
Yeah,
She was a cool
exactly.
girl.
Sidekick
Yeah.
was the shit. I
Is
had
a cool
all of
girl.
them.
Blackberries.
Oh no, she's way cool. I didn't have
Yeah.
that. You had BBM and all that.
I wanted a
shit?
sidekick so bad, but I just didn't
I
have
had 'em.
T-Mobile or whatever.
I had them.
Yeah.
I started like to try to I was like harassing my dad to like order them on eBay for me, and I would just like put my SIM cards in them
Yeah.
and like switch from one to one to one to one.
Oh, so you were a drug dealer?
No, I would just like I grinded a lot when I was a kid, dude.
Yeah,
like I
drug
liked
dealer.
What
sneakers. I
type
would
of
buy and
grind?
sell sneakers and
Mhm.
shit, and like to go.
Dude, it's
Sell it
past
and
the,
buy
it's
it.
past the. You could say you sold weed. It's
No, I was a kid, dude.
Oh.
I did like track and shit in high school, like, you know.
Flip phones when
What are you saying over there? Get her a mic. Get
I
her
used
a
to
mic.
have a
Gee.
flip phone when it was singular and not even AT&T.
Oh, with the
Okay.
little
I
orange
had a
guy.
prepaid phone.
With the orange guy. Dang.
Yeah. So
Did you type
100.
in T9 or did you type in like the ABCs?
T9 for sure. Like
T9?
the first phone, it was like you'd have to hit the one letter, the
I
number. Like
that's
four
how I
times.
did it.
Wait,
though.
what's the
I
other
like
one?
the other one where you repetitively type the thing. I could still type on it. I'm typing my name. I was typing my name just then.
I know there was two of them. I
T9 and ABC or whatever, the normal one.
I use the normal one, like OEM one. You know, you
They're
just
both OEM.
click. If you want to see, you go 1111 or whatever. That's T9.
No. T9 is when it like was suggested.
Oh yeah, it would guess. So you would just hit the number that corresponded to the letter, and you wouldn't have
Fuck
to hit
that.
it 3 times. But it would just it wouldn't work. For me.
my young elementary brain could not handle that. I was like,
I
well, how
turn-
does it know what it's thinking or what
Dude.
I'm thinking?
I turn autocorrect off now.
I know because it's gotten me in trouble once because I'll just
Yeah, it's
whip out a
terrible.
text and hit send, and then I read it and I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
no
No
way, no.
And I tell all my friends that are really bad at texting, I'm like, turn that shit off right now, please. Like Tom Nazzaro,
Oh, it's calling
Okay.
out Tom.
Well, calling out Tom.
Alex Avila. Who else? Come
He's
on,
in
Malcolm.
his.
Tom Nazzaro is only good for calling people.
Yeah. Tom. Just call him.
Haley's calling Tom a boomer, I think, right?
No, because
Oh.
Tom talks to Brian for like
Oh.
Hours. Yeah, he would do the same with us, but we just hang up.
Tom hates me,
Tom
bro.
tries
Oh,
showing
yeah, you
off
think
to
Tom
me.
hates
Tom
you.
hates me,
Talks to
dude.
Brian more than he talks. Like,
I was at their shop the other day hanging out with Nick, and I feel like Tom hates
You
me.
were there?
Tom wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't.
Probably because
I
I was
don't
there
think
because
he
he hates me.
I've never seen him hate anybody, but
He
I don't
doesn't
really
hate
know
me.
him
We
that
just
well.
kinda, like-
We kind of just now it's a joke because one day he was sitting here, and
You were outside.
I forget
And
what.
I told him, I was like, yo, Carl thinks you hate him, so just go with it. He's like, all right. And then like he walks in and he's like, hey, Tom, and he just stays on his phone. And then he like starts talking to Malcolm.
So
Oh,
then
a
I
full
flat out
snub.
asked. I was like, "Why do you hate me?
We're
We're
like-
gonna squash this right now."
What'd he
Yeah.
say?
He was like, "Cause you sold your hatch," and I was like, "I can't fuck with you anymore."
No.
And I was like,
But you
"All right,
still have a drift car.
it's whatever."
No, he was kidding.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
It was
is
a
what
joke.
is.
I got him to pretend for a minute.
I love
but
Tom. He's a
Tom-
nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
Frank's
so.
nice.
He's all right.
I knew it. I knew it.
You throw more shade than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was expecting like nice granola man, and we're getting like
Well, you roasted
Frankie
me.
gossips
So
Granola
like a
man.
bitch, dude. He
once
Oh
you
my
brought
God.
up the granola and the boots,
you got tea.
the KBD was coming out. So,
he's got teeth. I don't know if
No, I
really
don't.
you really don't, but you like tea.
no, Malcolm loves.
Oh hell
Drama.
yeah, me and Malcolm.
Yeah, Malcolm's the one that you want to talk. He's like, what do you know? What do you know?
Yeah, especially when it doesn't involve me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
More of the time, I feel like it doesn't involve. I like to hope that it doesn't involve me.
My thing is like, if I have anything on my mind, I'm just gonna say it to everyone,
Yeah.
which is way worse.
No, or better, depending on how you
Better
look
for
at
me because I don't got to worry about anything. But
Yeah. Put that out there.
yeah. Like I'll just say it. Like KBD's ugly.
It
So,
is.
like I don't know why people run that.
Oopsie daisy.
No, but yeah.
No, they've treated me really well. Getting a new bumper from
I mean,
them,
the owner
so
is
thank you.
amazing.
Yeah, they're very nice. and
Frankie does some
accommodating.
silly shit like tag him when he's talking shit about him.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can just say it. They're not the most beautiful kits by any means, but no one's ever accused me of having style, so I'm cool with it. They function how I want them to function, which is when I'm sucking at driving, I don't destroy 11 bumpers.
Well, I think we talked about this right before we got on the air. We said like the idea is there.
Oh yeah.
And I also am never the one to wish ill upon someone, so like I don't want them to fail. But like sometimes I want them to be like great.
Yeah.
But then like I just don't like the way they look, to be
well,
honest.
there's no perfect things in life.
Yeah, there are.
So, okay, name one.
The 2002 Lexus IS 300.
He had that on deck.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the movie. Perfect.
Pepperoni slice from Amici's. And me and Daryl had it the other day. It was like phenomenal.
It was perfect.
It was so good.
Okay.
Like not too oily. Oh fuck! I'm starving. God damn it. We
Come on.
always do that.
You know something that's perfect.
Oh, I don't think anything.
Okay,
that car
fine.
outside.
Honestly,
That
we
two-tone
talked
Sylvia,
about
dude.
It's pretty
Oh
close.
my
Yeah.
god.
But so okay, so
I don't know
you
if I can
mentioned
argue.
one, and then I believe you mentioned two. Did you mention two?
No,
the
she
second
didn't.
one?
She didn't mention. the
No, I
second
don't. So I've had that S14. I'm never gonna sell it. Was my dad's. I need to fix it up. I'm trying my best. I'm only one person. But then I'm a little young 240 person. I was working for Turn 14 at the time, and just it so happened to pop up on Facebook Marketplace this like clean S13 hatch, stock down to the suspension
Was this
and
pre-COVID?
the wheels. Yes.
Oh, lucky.
And
okay.
dude puts it up for like $2,500. Fuck. I straight up took PTO. Like that might have
easy.
been one of the reasons why they were like, "Hey, your job's not around anymore." Because I was like, "Hey, I'm leaving like
Easy.
right now." Bought
Why
it.
wouldn't they understand?
relatable.
I have
It's
no
literally
idea.
a parts distribution company.
I don't know, dude. I don't want to talk ill, but it's okay. I was bad.
All right.
All right.
I mean,
So-
yeah. At the end of the day, you are wrong. Big corporate guy. I work for HR here.
Okay.
Wait, what?
So
Hold
I
on, we're gonna have a meeting after this.
left. Showed up. It was just as clean as it was in person, and it was just some old guy who's like, "I
It was
just don't
near?
feel like working on it." It was like 30 minutes away from Turn 14, and I drove it home. I literally I'll go back and get my truck later. Like drove it home. Yeah.
You were just like, fuck all of this. I'm
I know.
gone.
Well, I only drive it a little bit. I daily drove it for a while, but it's like daily driving unreliable Japanese cars is like not the best way to not get fired.
Wait,
for
well, you said it
being
was
late.
KA?
Yeah.
That thing is just some oil.
Okay, so all of my KAs have run phenomenal except for this one,
Oh.
and I cannot figure it out. I've had a lot of people try to give me their 2
What kind of
cents as
problem
well.
is it again?
It just randomly will be down on power, and everyone just goes, "It's because KAs are slow," but it's trust me, and they are, and I've driven a KA since I was 18. Like I think I know what it's supposed to feel like. But,
Yeah, true.
and for some reason the distributor is either all the way advanced or all the way retarded.
That thing is off timing by a tooth.
Probably.
Easy.
I've tried to time it. I actually sold it to a friend and he sold it back to me. He tried to time it. I'm not saying I'm like the expert mechanic or anything, but it's like it's spooky. Whatever's
Or
wrong
like
with
the
it
way
is-
the
It's all right, you're both
distributor
not.
is
It's
sent.
okay.
Do you set the distributor of that thing like you do on the
Yes.
SR, where you like spin it just
Yes.
one before that one, so when you pop it in?
Bro, I haven't worked on a KA ever.
I think that it's definitely
Either
a
way.
tooth off somewhere.
big LS guy. So this thing's got to just give me a few more problems and we're just on it right out of there.
Because now are we segueing into number 3 now?
We are, and
this
that
is the one that has the LS.
Yes, this one is an even funnier story how I got it. So I had this one before I had the red one, before I worked at Turn 14 and bought the grandma spec, as I call it.
Okay.
I got that chassis out of a junkyard for $500, no wheels on it, winched it on the
What?
trailer
Did you
on its
find it?
Wait,
Totally
how did?
a
Wait.
junkie.
And how are
Okay,
you buying
again.
it from the junkyard?
This no one spoke English, so they were like Blanco, and it was white, and so I was like C, and we just straight up on the trailer.
How did you get a
I'm
title?
a German Irish, really. I don't know.
No title.
I knew a family friend had a different junkyard, and they somehow like did their little junkyard magic. I have a title. I actually probably shouldn't say this, but I have
Yeah.
an extra title as well.
Oh, that's
Just
yeah.
chilling. Oh,
In case anyone needs one or something.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
and maybe the VIN plate that matches it, but we won't talk about
Ooh.
that. Anyway, so that was my drift car. I was never gonna drive it on the street anyway.
Yeah.
because it was full of rust. Horrible example of a 240. Like, it didn't have fenders on it. It was bad. And it didn't have an engine. And I know everyone always says, like, don't overbuild your car, just get seat time. And they are correct. But I definitely overbuilt that car.
No, that's correct.
It is 100% correct.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Well, so I had this car, and I was like, what engine am I going to put in it? Like, the world's my oyster. It's an open engine bay. And this car was collapsed. It needed so much work. And I was going to put an SR in it.
Okay.
Faye
all right.
was going to shed a tear at this one. But
Yeah,
my one
where
friend.
did you go wrong?
I know. Just, wait.
Who's the one friend?
You guys are going to start shaking your heads. I'm not friends with him anymore, but he was a big Z
either.
guy at the time. And he's like, 350Zs are where it's at. Like, the VQ is like
stop it.
250 wheel.
Oh, no.
I know, dude. It's okay. Tell me a piece of shit. 250
not
wheel,
you.
and they only weigh a few pounds more than an SR. Like, they're not that. And if the engine would work, they're right. But, dude, I blew up 3 of those trying to figure it out. And when I put that in the S chassis, it was so long ago. It was like, shit, like 2010.
So you did. I am thinking you put the VQ in there.
I put the VQ in there. I
made a couple friends in Mid-Pond that did that, and they drive like absolute animals.
I know. Well, I don't
forgot
want to
their
be
names. Fuck.
a hipster. Brian Hott.
I feel
that's
like
how
it was
know her
more of like an
boyfriend.
old school thing. Like, didn't MA offer that as like a package at one point?
When
I
did
remember
it,
that on Brian's podcast.
When
God,
I did
miss
it,
Brian.
nobody
Fuck.
was doing it. So like I had hodgepodge the mount kit together that like didn't fit good,
Fuck,
and like had to
okay.
notch the firewall to get the top of the intake to
Oh,
fit. I
okay.
know. See, he
Tons
hates me
of
so
red
much.
flags.
I promise
Tons,
you,
tons.
this was early in my days of like modifying
It's
cars.
not that bad.
You have to flash the ECU to remove the securities because it like the ECU they're like gnats or whatever. It's looking for the key or it won't start.
Yeah.
So the tuner supposedly flashed it, and I was trying to get this thing to start for like a week, and I'm like, what did I do wrong?
Imagine cutting a firewall apart to put a VQ
Well,
in
it was
a
just
car.
the top of it. It was just the cowl. Just the cowl. But I know. It's okay. Tell me I'm stupid. It's
I'm
fine.
gonna cry.
It's
No,
a
no, it's
learning-
fine.
The first one blew up 7 laps into my first drift event. And dude, that was my Britney Spears.
I don't have the
2007.
patience. I was
like,
good, please.
It's over.
Did you buzz
your
I'm
head?
done. I thought about it. I thought about it, dude. Just absolutely locked up because they have oil consumption issues. The stock oil pump will like cut out at high RPM, which is like the whole point of like what
7 laps though?
Well, so
That shit had some
Dude,
funky
I
shit
did
from the rip.
it's because it was sitting. I have a theory.
Okay.
Those motors don't like to sit. So the second one, did all my research online on the forums. Again, this is before anybody had a kid or anything. It was all just like whatever I could find. My buddy wired it up.
When was this about?
Like 2010.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like I should not have done this. I wish I could go back in a time machine. I learned
Dude,
a lot
you've been
about
like
cars.
drifting for a while.
And I should be better, right?
No,
Like,
I
we've
don't. I have
seen
no
me take
idea.
laps.
But holy
It's
shit,
so bad.
you might have been drifting longer than I have.
Well, okay, it took me 3 years to build the car. So if I built it in 2010, I was drifting in 2012 or 13.
Okay, so
So
same.
you
same
beat
thing.
me.
I
All right.
was a wee little lad.
But I would go out, I would do like an event, break the car, and then I would be fixing it for another year. And then I would go out and I would do 2 events the
Another
next
year.
year. Like no wonder I didn't. I'm not
No,
any
you
good.
got one
I
of
know.
those experiences.
Yep.
Shit. I know a lot of other people.
Plus, I'm dumb, so like I don't pick
No,
things
no,
up
no.
quickly.
No. We're creative.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
That's the
pick
word.
things up quickly. But so the second motor, someone's like, we're pulling this out of a Z to put an LS in it. And I'm like,
Okay.
Sick.
There we
Uh,
go. This friend.
They were like, it was running this morning. I was like, I'm gonna get it. We went down to Maryland with my dad. We picked up the motor. I had researched in my forums. I was, what's wrong with it? The HR oil pump bolts right on. I did everything behind the little clamshell when I had it out, and I had that motor from being pulled out of that Z to in my car and running in like 2 days.
Sick.
And that motor ran for about 4 or 5 seasons.
And then what?
And then I was at Shenandoah, and dude, that place, like back, I don't know who ran it back then, but it was a absolutely an astronomical amount of seat time. So, and I'm the type of person that if like
The Oval Shenandoah or
Yes.
at Summit?
Oval Shenandoah.
Okay, I've been there as
Yeah.
well.
So
I like to go
I'm the
there.
type of person that if it's my session, because I Club Loose Drifter, I'm in that seat until the session's over, start to finish, unless my car's broken.
Yeah.
So I'm out there getting as many laps as I can because I'm like, repetition, let's go, we can figure this out. And I was transitioning off the bank, trying to get that without spinning. Over and over and over and over, and it sucked the oil pan dry and locked that motor up.
What the
God.
Ready? Okay, but hear me out. I
Hear me
changed
out.
my oil between every single event. I
It's
know,
the
I know some
baffles,
FD
maybe?
guys that
Yeah,
don't
it was-
do
It's
that.
an oil baffling thing?
She
It
probably was driving like,
burned.
a lot.
That's a
3
bank there,
quarts.
maybe? Because it's,
It
don't-
burned
it's
3
not-
It
quarts.
burned 3
Oh, it
quarts
burned the
of
3
oil.
quarts.
It was
That's
probably
a
just like
different
a-
problem.
When I dropped the pan and I took all the oil out, it only gave like 2 quarts, and it's supposed to have 5.
Oh, there's a different problem.
There's your
there.
problem, brother. It's those motors. So
What's your problem, brother?
at that time, I was working with a former like Pro 2 driver, and he had an LS in his car, and it just was like Legos how easy this went together. And I was like, what am I doing with my life?
Is it really?
It is so easy, dude. I built one block up. I built an iron block LS. And again, let's go back to I am dumb. So if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. Then you get a big
Is
fat
that one,
cam.
That one's still in your car?
Yeah. I built it 2 winters ago with my friend's dad, and he's a sweet angel.
LS is not.
I don't think we can convert you to SR. You like the way you just talked about LS was.
Can you convert me?
Yeah, and the tattoo.
It makes
it's-
sense
it's too
though.
much.
Like honestly, on paper, it literally an LS makes so much sense, and I think it's
it
because
does.
one video I forgot whose. I think it might have been Hertz, but Her has a video where they blow one up and then they go to a fucking Advanced Auto or an AutoZone or whoever their sponsor is, and they
Yeah.
fucking bought ahead. I was like, oh, you
Yeah,
can
I mean,
do that.
I
Like-
always tell people when they walk in here and they say some dumb shit like I'm gonna put a VQ in my car. I'm
Fight
like,
them.
Put an LS. in it
Call
then.
me. I will show up
Hey.
here and just.
Let me
a
introduce you to my
VQ 's
friend Sara.
A VQ is not as bad as like, what's the other one?
What do you?
What
Why are you looking at
fucking
me like I
Toyota
fucking?
Well, there's
V8?
HRs.
Oh,
and
a
Ds.
UZ.
UZ? Yeah, I'm gonna put a 1 UZ. Why are you gonna put a difficult V8
Fuck
in your
Yeah,
car? Just
why-
put the LS
The
one
one
in your car.
UZ is used by people, smart people.
It's
Oh,
got
here we
4
go.
cams, doesn't it?
It is a quad cam.
Okay, so we
Disgusting.
don't need that.
Technology.
We don't need that.
Disgusting.
Technology. I can put this liquid death can on it and it'll run. It won't even fucking shake.
The
I don't
whole
care.
point is that you're sitting on grid just.
I don't need that chop, Sarah.
Hell
That's
yeah,
gonna
I
fucking
need
give me
it,
a
dude.
headache. The one UZ, I'll be in there sipping fucking.
No, dude.
Okay,
All right.
I just picture you just with your car that doesn't move when it's idling, with like your classical music on and a chandelier hanging from the
Yeah,
roof.
and then
You
you're
have
like
that
right there next to me, like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brother.
Yo! Like
That is me.
fucking Jesus. But so that is your C-Time car, and
Yes,
that car is
and
good to
For
go.
a C-Time car,
Okay.
what's more reliable than an LS powered car? Like literally.
A 2
nothing.
JZGE.
Okay, I guess if you just
It's
let
slow
it
as
be,
shit
don't
though.
touch it.
So now you don't get that.
How about a
But-
real 1JZ or turbo one?
I guess.
That's good.
Yeah, we'll
Those are
find
good
out.
too. That would be the equivalent
Yeah.
to an LS in my head
Okay.
because I'm like, those are good. They sound good.
They're
They're
da-
iron. They're heavy as fuck, and they're not even that expensive though. But neither are LSs. So
No.
LSs are.
I have
Probably
another
cheaper.
junkyard story with the LS. I got it for like
Oh, is it one of those truck ones?
$100 from a junkyard. It's an LM7, so it's a 5.3 truck motor. Didn't have an intake
it's
on
my
it.
engine on my truck.
Yeah, it's so sweet. Full of rust, and we sent it to the machine shop to see if we could just hone out the rust, which was possible. But they called up. They're like, it's too much pitting, and
Okay.
they're like, do you want to bore it over? I was like. Sure. Oh my god, we like almost have to. Weird. Okay, let's do it.
Wait. Okay. So this is.
So I
it
catfished
escalated.
myself into building like from a new block, like block up, building that motor, oversized pistons. It already had Gen 4 rods, stock crank, stock heads, which is what's like limiting the power. But I definitely don't need any more horsepower to get myself in trouble with.
And then
No
you had to
shot.
change what, like that intake manifold? I feel like
It's got a
it's got a fast intake.
it's got just an LS1 intake on it.
Is that
stock
like the plastic
injectors.
one where?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just a big fat cam. Like I called BTR and I was like, what'll get me in trouble? And they sent it to me. They're like, what's gonna get me all the ladies?
What if
And
you?
they're like, don't you worry.
So it chops like crazy.
It
and
chops.
That's
yeah.
all you want.
You got
Yes.
people outside of your window go. Chop. Get the chop.
So how much power does it make?
Almost 400. It was like 390 something and then 400 torque. That was the first time I got to see my
See-
car on a dyno, and dude,
Those are fucking
So
sweet
cool.
numbers. What the fuck?
I know, cause it's bored over, dude.
How was your dyno experience?
It was a Dynapack, so it wasn't like the true pure
Oh,
What is-
on the
what is that?
rollers. Dynapack,
The one that bolts on?
Yeah.
But were you scared?
Oh yeah, because I built the motor, dude. And I was
I'd be
like, did I
freaking out.
tighten anything?
I would
Yeah.
be freaking out. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
Even like I assemble an engine or something for my
Yeah.
friends or something. That yo, let's go. I remember we were dynoing it at Prime Tuning.
And you're just in the corner sweating.
Yeah, everyone's
bullets.
like, "Yo, this is sick," and I'm just like, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, did I put every bolt in? Fuck.
Literally.
Like-
And even worse, it was like halfway through the season, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try to make this event. Here's my cutoff. And I started it, it ran, and then we went to the dyno like a couple days later, and we broke it in the parking lot.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Some people don't
That
even believe in
probably
breaking
isn't a
in.
good thing. I feel
I
like.
gapped the rings with a grinder.
What did you just
Also,
fucking
probably
say?
not a good thing. But hey,
What kind
one
of grinder are we talking about? Like an angle
One,
grinder?
in a vise, just like tightened it down in the vise and just took the little and then measured it, and then
That sounds kind of normal.
I thought there's got to be a tool for this, but I didn't have it.
What kind
so
of
we just
grinder?
rolled
Are,
out
you mean like
an
like?
actual Harbor Freight grinder?
So you
as
had
well.
like an angle grinder and it wasn't on. It's just sitting there and you're using it as a file. Is that what
essentially,
you're talking
yeah.
about? Okay.
Just two little.
I don't know
Yeah.
what the
Mint.
hell we're talking about.
I know. If you want to know the most ghetto way
That's
to
some
do
backyard
something,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
let me know.
I feel like if you have an LS, you could do shit like that.
100%. And like, so what? It made
And
a
then
little,
it drinks 3 quarts of oil.
little bit. It made some blow by in the beginning, but like
Yeah.
you know, just keep your eye on it.
Just
You're
keep
The
good.
rings
putting
are
more
just
Lucas in
seating.
it.
Yeah.
Things I said to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
The rings are just seating.
Yeah. Don't worry about that smoke coming out the back.
Is that a thing?
The ring
Yeah,
seating?
So yeah, like on a new build, it'll. I don't know about other engines. but
Yeah, it's
on
all the
the-
same. I mean, Ethan thought his rings were seating for 3 years, so
Oh,
Okay.
spicy. That's
I
a
did
little
not.
too long.
I don't know these kinds of things. I've only ever built, or when I say I mean Chris built an engine for me, and it was like
the
that was
bottom
it.
end and everything.
Yeah.
It was
So
bare bones. Like I had the deck, hot tank, and decked. Like
Yeah, yeah. The whole short.
the
block
whole
was
shebang.
assembled,
Chris
yeah.
rebuilt it.
not to bring this card in, but I feel like everybody has help. Like everybody has help. No one's done anything like completely by themselves. But it's like when I say
She's
that.
about to say she did it all by herself.
No,
Wait
no.
for it.
I had help. Everyone has help.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
got their friends to have them learn something. But it's like if you're a chick and you're like, yeah, I had so and so help me. They're like, they did it and you watched.
That's 100% what people think.
I know, which sucks.
Frankie,
Which
you
sucks.
fucking-
See,
It
I'll
is.
tell the truth.
Realist.
It is.
Like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks, but
I'm just saying
unfortunately-
in general, that's what people
And
think.
it's like,
yeah.
like what part of your dick did you use to build that motor, dude? Because I got hands and a brain too. You know,
just a tip
is that
of
a
it.
shortcut?
We
'Cause-
believe you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was
believe
gonna say
that
having
you-
that conversation just now, I didn't really get that vibe. I
No,
feel like
thank
also you
you.
wouldn't have
Thank you.
described it as much as you would
It's
have,
just like strangers when they walk up to me
or be
and they're
proud
like,
of it like you
ma-"
are.
Like the car's shitty. So like if you saw it, you'd be like, oh, she did this. But
Yeah.
no joke, it was me and my friend's
Don't
dad
down-talk
who like
yourself.
Mr.
Like-
Miyagi'd me through the whole thing, and it was such an awesome learning experience.
cool.
It's
It was
probably
dope.
it's. I'm sure we'll see it out there. I feel so. You drove a lot this season. How do you
Not
like?
as
How
much
do you
as I should
balance all
have.
that? Because you announced the Gambler.
Yeah.
You also, I'm assuming, full time working
Yes,
for
because
AWE. You said.
yeah, yep,
So you're
that's
doing
my day
that.
job.
So how do you balance it?
They're really cool and super understanding for me being like, hey, in the summer, like I'm never gonna be around on the weekends. Like, don't expect to ever see
Damn.
me. Yeah, so
They
they're
hiring?
cool.
No, I'm just kidding. Maybe project manager.
Actually,
Carl's always looking for a job. Not saying he doesn't like his current job. 'cause
I
he
love my
loves
job.
it, but
We'll see.
whoops.
I think I drove. I'm trying to think how many events. Maybe like 4, maybe 3. Not enough,
Yeah,
but you know,
and you still say because you said you sucked
I
earlier.
do.
You
Well, I
do?
went to Mid Pond, and there's
So you don't suck. Holy shit!
there's
If you could
footage
drift
of
that,
me
I love drifting
almost
that track.
in the pond.
Oh,
oh yes,
I
finally.
almost.
Oh.
You want me to show you the video?
I want
Yes,
someone to go to
yes.
the pond.
I didn't go in the pond because I was determined like it's not going to be me.
you're
in the
saying
pond.
like you almost like walked
So-
up to it, and then Ken told you,
We
"Hey,
were-
don't go in
no,
there.
no,
There's
no.
rebar in there."
we were running reverse, and
Oh,
I,
reverse.
and someone's like, "Let me chase you," and so I'm in the car like, because like I don't feel like I'm good enough for tandem. So like, let me chase you. I'm like, fuck,
Sorry, you're supposed to say that then.
yeah. Well, I let people bully me, so I'm like, fuck it, whatever. So I'm running reverse. I was on the big Bob tires. My friend Bobby let me borrow his tires, so I went from a 17 235 to an 18 265, and I'm like, oh my god, this car is
Oh.
fast. So we're coming around, and it was a section where you're like, I was trying to connect it, but I'm not very good. So it was like where some people with lower horsepower might manji. I was like, let's just fucking grab e-brake and see
before
what we
you
can
go
do.
into the bus stop or
Before
whatever,
you go
before
into
you
that
go-
hairpin.
Yeah.
So that if you
shit's fun.
fuck up, you're going in a pond.
Yeah.
So I had done it all right, not great, and then I did it good. And so like I got all this falsified confidence, and then I went into it and like I think I grabbed foot brake, which is not the right thing to do, and it like whipped me straight, and then I'm facing the pond, and I was like, fuck, and I look over at the pits, and everyone's like this. But I didn't go in the pond. I
Dude,
went.
So
I
you
thought Tom
skipped
2
Nazzaro
tires.
was going to be the first one.
You skipped through the middle, like,
pushed-
and just
yeah, it
started
pushed-
hightailing it towards the
Not
water.
really. So when I say almost, it was like the closest anyone was that weekend. It was just like 2 tires off into the grass. But then the only thing between me and the pond was like air.
Oh God.
So
Yeah, no, there's
Shit
stuff in
my
there.
pants.
Because I asked if I could bring a kayak, and they said no.
Really?
Because it was inflatable.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They have like that hard paddle boat thing that,
I got to play on the paddle boat.
yeah, I didn't go on the paddle boat because when one person's on the paddle boat, it like leans really hard. And
You need to put two,
You just
though.
look even more lonely than you already are.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not good for my mental health right now. So I'm not going to get in the paddle boat.
No one would go in the paddle boat with you?
I didn't want to ask
Where
you
was
what-
Haley?
Like,
She
what-
wasn't
No,
there.
she
Yeah,
didn't.
what?
Dude, she let me
Haley,
know.
what kind of friend?
This is my passenger princess. No.
Give her the mic. Give her the mic.
Oh,
Oh, so you need
the cool kids got to drift on the street.
Street. No, yeah, it was a street.
That shit looked
That looked
crazy.
so
It was-
sweet.
it
I
was
can't even
cool.
hate. That looked so cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
One day.
But mid pond though, I love
Mid-pond
mid
was
pond.
fun.
What's up with Mid Pond? Why does everyone go there?
It's
Um,
fun as shit. What else is not to get?
It's
'Cause
really
there's
fun.
this thing-
The owner's dope. Did you get to meet
You-
Ken, the owner?
Ken was such a sweetheart.
He
so
is the man. I love Ken.
even though I can back a trailer, it's still like the tightest pit ever. And
It
like
is.
everyone is there and everyone's got a bigger trailer than you. So I was kind of like, fuck. And Ken's like, don't even worry about it. It's so nice, like helping me. He was like, here's how you put it. And I had to put it all the way in the woods. And I was like, Ken, I don't think I got this. And he's like, don't worry, you got this. So I got a t-shirt with his face on it.
Yep. Yeah.
He's really
I got
cool.
a hat.
Yeah.
It's a
Um,
red hat though, so it just looks like a MAGA hat.
I liked it because third or fourth shout out of the pod to Fable, hot laps the entire time, dude. And I was a little worried because I was like, can I handle hot laps? But you just count if there's 6 cars on. If there's not, you just go and you
Yeah.
just keep on going. And I was like, this is sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Till you
But you don't
want
want to be that person who's on there for too long. You know, I
Yeah.
always felt too. I would do like 7 or 8 laps and then I'd get off.
Yeah. My car that was the event where I probably worked on my car the most. So it would be like, I would keep going and then something would happen. I'd be like, oh, I got to check this or I got to check that. I have a brand new fuel cell in it with no like level sender. So I was like kind of gun shy on how much fuel I had. So I kept
Got
checking
a
that.
fuel
This
cell
is
in
a
it?
fucking race
Jesus
car.
Dude,
Christ.
it is no joke. I accidentally built a Pro-Am car. Do you want to know why it has a fuel cell in it?
Because
Sure.
I'm assuming you ran into a fuel issue.
Well, so when I first
The
built it,
tank's
out of
got rust in it.
thank you, out of the junkyard,
Wow.
I took the first VQ apart and I was like, why did this blow up? And I was doing a little investigation, like Bill Nye the Science Guy in there. What's happening? So I took everything apart, took that whole engine apart, had all the pieces out. I was like, just really peak Lego guy because I'm a big Lego guy. I took the injectors and I was like, what's with this? And I like tapped it on a table and just rust. So I was like, I don't know if that was the cause, but it definitely wasn't good. So I was like, oh, I'll just get a new fuel tank. Go on the old Google.
Discontinued.
240 fuel tank, $800.
And more now. It's over 1,000.
Okay,
now.
F that, dude. So I just got a Summit fuel cell for like $200 back then,
Okay.
which did not have a bladder in it, and I ran that for like 6 or 7 seasons, and then I let someone drive my car over this summer, and they did so good in it, and then they stuffed it in a wall, like back front, and like destroyed the back part of my car. It cracked the fuel cell, which I'm just gonna be thankful that since I did not have a proper fuel cell, that it wasn't like catastrophic, burned the
Yeah.
car down. So I was like, thank my lucky stars. Went and bought a proper legal fuel cell with the bladder, with the foam in it, so I wouldn't have the
That's
sloshing
terrifying.
issue.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh shit.
Pro-Am shit.
That is.
Well,
some
it's
pro-am
caged
shit.
now, tube front.
So you
Tube rear.
have actually a Pro-Am car.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You have a race car.
I'm literally
And it
picturing
chops at
It's
on
Is it a
grid.
football
pretty
helmet?
sweet.
Does it have a football
It
helmet?
does. It does.
Wait, how
Don't
do you know
bully
what
me.
that is?
Because the
That's really
back.
a
She
thing.
has one.
That's really like a thing.
It's
I thought we just made that up.
So I never run a front bumper because I will like go again. I'm
First
not
of all,
very
you have
good.
KBD. You have no excuse.
The
Let's hear the
Haley
excuse.
just got it. I'm sorry.
You just got it? Yeah.
Yeah, because we can show a picture of my car. I guess it's goofy looking, but I'll always like go out and I'll hit something and it'll boop the bumper off, and then so
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh no,
That's part of life, Sarah.
I'm not putting the 6 zip ties it takes to
Oh
put this
my
back on.
fucking God,
You
dude.
should. It
We
makes
started
you
drifting at the
tougher.
same time. That's why it makes
I'm
me
sorry.
angry.
It's okay. So here's the thing: like, keep bullying me, and I'll fix my ways. So
I
I'm
know, I
gonna
know
fix
you
my
will,
ways.
but it's gonna be a long road.
It makes
I
you
know.
tougher.
I know.
Imagine if like you were worried about the bumper, and like
She
you
was
still
worried
wanna
about the
drift.
bumper. That's why she got
I
KBD.
wasn't.
And now she doesn't.
I'm
put the
lazy.
KBD one on.
That's the common denominator. I just didn't want
If
to.
I see, if we're at the same event,
Okay.
and the bumper is off, and I see you have a bumper with you, that's different if you didn't have one.
it's literally.
But now
in the
that
bed
I
of the
even know that
truck.
it's KBD, I'm gonna be like, what happened to it? Did it explode into a
Nope.
fiery melting?
Nope.
Yeah.
It looks the same way it did when it was folded in the box.
So my brain goes. Don't waste the seat time, dude. Just like put the bumper on the ground, go back out. He put his mic down.
Don't waste the seat time, bro.
I'm so lazy.
Just zip tie it back on. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm over here fucking, dude.
No, obviously there's two different fucking ways to
I
drift.
feel like
I
this
wouldn't
is-
even say ways. It's a fatal flaw that I have that I will work on.
you can
Thank
call it a fatal flaw, but there's a lot of people that are like that.
So-
Would you okay if you wanted to summarize it like how you okay? Do you see difference in your driving from when you have no bumper versus with it?
No, it's literally it's a body panel.
So
She's like, no, it's a laziness thing.
God, it's literally a laziness thing.
It's a laziness thing. I am 100% function over form. Like I'll never say I have a good looking
Yeah,
car. That's why
that's-
I idolize you and your builds because they're so pretty. And that's just something I'm not good at. I'd like to get better at it. So my goal.
So you
next
like
year-
it, but
Yeah.
you don't want to do it.
Because it interferes with the
It's
seat.
not that I don't want to do
Seat
it.
time,
It's just
bro.
I have squirrel brain like you, and I have so
Yeah,
much
you
shit
kind of
going
do a
on.
little bit.
I'm
I'm noticing that you guys are kind of similar.
We're vibing. It's like, so my brain's like, did you check this? Did you check this? Why is the diff making this sound? And I have all this mechanical stuff, and I'm like, fuck a bumper. But
Yeah.
my goal next year is number one, car all one color, and I wrapped it myself, and it's so bad. And
So paint or
well, it's KVD. So
You
it's kind of have to be a wrap.
you can't paint KB. Don't give
I
me
don't.
another
I
reason.
don't know if you can or can't, but it's so gooey. Like I would think the paint would just
Gooey's
crack
not
right
a
off.
good word to describe a body kit, but
No, she's
Gooey,
right,
dog.
though,
In
like-
the sun, it's gooey.
This should be gooey.
That should
no,
be gooey. Like a
Hayes.
chewed piece of bubble gum. dude.
Hayes, I think Matt and them they paint.
Yeah, you gotta talk to the Hayes guys.
Okay, again, not talking out of my ass. I just don't know enough about it. I
Yeah.
assumed
I
in
don't know.
Sara brain.
I don't know.
No, it's a good
shit.
assumption, and there is a problem. You got to put like flex additive or some shit in the paint.
It sounds
adhesion
expensive.
promoter or something.
Did you say it sounds expensive?
Yeah. How many yeehaws off track can I do before I crack that paint?
Probably.
How many yeehaws off track do you?
I try not to do
usually
any,
do?
but sometimes
I'm
I
getting
do.
the vibe that you're pretty decent at getting around
I feel
the track.
like yeah, because she just said she drove at mid-bond, so I'm
yeah,
like,
and she was hot lapping,
stop that.
You know?
Nah, you're good. You're good. And you
Like-
got a pro-am car.
and she's got a race car.
Oh god, and
She's
you
got
like
a Pro 2
announce stuff, so
license?
you're
No.
like seeing stuff. You're seeing it go down.
I
Your
up
brain
here
is
knows how to drive, and I used to spot, so I know how to like give people tips on.
Oh, dude, you
okay,
can drive.
that's how I got the announcing gig because I was sitting there spotting for someone, and there was other girls around me, and they're like, "Hey, Sara, like, how do you do this?" And I was like, "Dude, anyone can do it. Here's what you look for." So I was like breaking down what I look for. I didn't say all the secrets because we are at a competition after all. But I was like, "Here's the general. I like to win more than anything. More than anything.
You and Carl are very similar.
I'm gonna win."
No,
So,
I don't.
Yeah, you
I
do.
don't always have to fucking
Dude, I'm
win.
so
Get
competitive.
The fuck out
But
He
I was
likes to
telling,
win.
I want to help out other chicks that are like trying to do this. So I'm like,
Yeah.
no gatekeeping. I'm like, here's what you look for. Da da da. Look how hard they flick on the entry. Like, look for a clutch kick or an e-brake. And they're, how do you have an e-brake? Look for the wheels locking up. Look for a little puff of smoke. See if they do this here, do this here. And as I'm like breaking down the run, I forget who was in the tower. I think it was Mike Prez. Maybe it was someone else, but they're like, "Hey, sorry, you want to just do this?" And I was like, "Ha ha ha, no way!" And they're like, "No, seriously, like grab the mic." And I did like a half an event up there, and I was like, "Ooh, I kind of love this." And then the first Mike Knapp initially was like, "Listen, we can't pay you," and I was like, "That's totally fine. I kind of love this. Like, I'll do it anyway." And then the next season, they're like, "All right, you and Mike have like a really good rapport on the mic. We want to bring you back in, and we'll actually like pay you this time." And I was like, "Yeah."
That's cool.
I had
and then-
dreams to do stuff like that, man.
Carl would love to do that
It
too.
was so.
but I can't.
Cool.
The problem is I'm watching it, and what would probably end up coming out of my mouth is like the emotion I'm feeling for it. Not
That's
like
okay.
not like the they're checking up or they missed that zone. It would just be a hodgepodge of garbage, and I feel
That's
like
all right.
that would be the downfall of me.
I don't think it would because you're allowed to get excited because if the announcer gets excited, the crowd gets excited. So if you're like, oh my God, he's on his door, like that's not a very technical thing to say, but I've definitely said that before.
I would be geeking.
And then I geek out. Sometimes I'm standing up if you like look back and I'm like
Totally.
jumping up
I
and
would
down.
fucking totally be.
And but then there's a replay, so you can make more. You can say, "Oh, now that I'm seeing the replay, I noticed this, this, and this." It's just like, and I've watched. I'm not a very good driver, but I've watched a ton of drifting.
I feel like you're gonna be a very good driver.
one day. Well, so I'm a slow learner with
Just
everything.
keep the bumper on.
Yeah, I'll keep the bumper on. It's all gonna be one color. We're gonna be a little bit more stylish, and all of a sudden, I've had some events where I'm like, I'm killing it, and I've had some events where I'm like, I'm not.
But I mean,
That's what drifting is, right?
Yeah, that's totally what drifting is.
Except
like,
if you have an SR, then it's I'm killing it or the car's broken.
Yeah, I've noticed that SRs are for cool people, and I'll never be a cool
Or
person.
patient people.
Yeah, like if you are just so freaking cool, you have a car with an SR in it.
what motor would you like to have if it wasn't an LS? And like, it's just like that's a cool. To you.
1J. 1J for
Totally.
sure.
That's a good
Yeah.
replacement.
They're reliable.
1J, baby. Frankie,
Yeah.
fuck you.
They're more reliable than an SR20.
I'm gonna fucking smoke you one day. Watch.
Here we
Look at
go.
1J.
You guys want to judge me? The only turbo or forced induction car I've ever owned is my EcoBoost F-150.
I've only had one turbo car. Actually, no.
I mean,
no,
it
I've
could be
actually
it could be lamer.
had two. I had a Subaru.
Okay.
Here's the other thing
Fastest
I'm
car
mad
I've ever
about. Why
owned.
do you have a Ford truck when you got a LS engine?
I know. So here's the thing.
What's-
Chevy definitely, I don't know how much. Chevy blew their load on the motor and didn't design any of the rest of the vehicle well,
I'll give
in my
you,
opinion.
I will say Ford makes a nice looking truck.
What
it
is
wasn't
going on
okay.
here?
It
Hold
wasn't
on a
about
minute.
looks at all.
It was about the
He's being
EcoBoost.
nice.
No.
Hold on. Never in a fucking million years
No, they
would I
do.
have ever heard
They do.
you
The,
say
the
that.
F250s and those trucks look
They're
good.
sweet.
Bow
Here's
tie,
the problem.
Bow tie or die.
The roof line is above most buildings, most
Of
structures.
what? Of a Ford?
Yeah, like why is the roof so high? And then it keeps going higher and higher. The windows just keep getting
Do they?
taller. I'm like, are
Wait,
people
doesn't
growing?
Brian have a Ford now?
He just got one, yeah.
He was not a Ford guy.
Yeah, that's what he did.
He was a Chevy.
God, I'm
GMC.
mentioning Brian again. I'm so sorry.
He was GMC.
It's okay.
Yeah, same
That's-
thing.
Still, yeah.
I worked for American Trucks, which is like an online brand. They like resell parts, but the whole thing, the premise of what I did there was all day long, 7:30 to 4. You put aftermarket parts on, you take them back off all day, like a mandala, like I'm making it in the sand, dude. Like a
What?
lift kit. I would put one on and then I would take it back off. If you want an exercise in patience and not flipping
Wait,
the fuck out,
why are
Why
you
are
doing
you doing
this?
this? Why are you doing
that
this?
was what I did for the they
video shit?
install videos. Sorry, I should have explained that.
Oh,
So
okay.
install videos so that the person who goes online, beep beep beep, buys their part, feels confident installing it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's my big old head on there.
You are
doing it.
perfect for that.
Yeah,
job.
what?
Well,
Yeah.
I work there. I do a little bit of that now. So we do install videos, but it's like only ever exhaust. So I say the same effing thing over and over and over
Like,
again.
this exoust sounds good.
Make sure you line up the clamp, not over one of the
Why do I-
slots.
why
This is a
can I
slip
already-
fit. Make sure you rotate. Is everyone adjusting properly? Is everyone gonna adjust it properly?
Can't you picture? Hey guys, this is Sarah.
Do you want me to do it? Hey
Yeah.
guys, it's Sara from AmericanTrucks.com.
just like the TRQ ones.
We could find
no,
these,
A1
right?
Auto.
They are still on the internet unless they got mad at me and took it down. Well, I don't. I'm
They
just
probably
joking.
didn't.
There's probably still out there. Me
Why
and
would they
my
take it down?
But the point is that I worked on. I was doing all of the big three, so like Chevy, Ford, Dodge. And the easiest one to work on, I hate to say this, is the Ford. I was never a Ford guy, and it like convinced me. I could do a lift kit on a F-150 like so quickly now, and it's embarrassing.
I'm gonna be calling you soon.
Let me know, dude. We'll
Gotta work on my
trade for
truck.
trade. Do you want to
Imagine? Imagine
wanna
she
work
just
on a
comes here and works on my truck. while-
KVD body kit?
Yeah, I'll throw it out, and then we got an Origin shipment coming in, so we'll get that on there.
And we'll do a running bet on how long the Origin kit will stay on Sarah's
Here's
car.
what we'll do: we won't put it on until you learn how to not go off the track, and then
no,
that's it.
But now you're.
Now
You're
you're like
backtracking a
telling me
little
to
bit.
drive
Dude.
without bumpers. What is
Yeah.
this?
I
Do
don't
you-
know.
you-
Green
This
stop
brings me
sign.
back to the exact point I was trying to make before. Some people care and some people don't. Because I know, like, when I was drifting, my main goal, even tandeming, my main goal was don't go off the track, which sounds stupid to some people because they're like, shouldn't your main goal be drift?
Pushing it as hard as
No.
possible.
But my goal is don't go off the track. So if I enter a certain way and I'm like, okay, that was a little bit too aggressive and I feel myself like I could potentially wash out. Already I'm like tapping the foot brake and I'm like trying to
Yeah.
maneuver it so I know I won't go off the track. But that will hinder other things while you're driving.
I black out when I get. I've said it time and time again.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, I tried my hardest to like find that line where I could be like, okay, I can stay on the track. You know, it's just
For me, it's definitely 100%. I know what to do. It's just I'm like a second too late. My hand-eye coordination isn't on the
Oh,
par.
you're close. You're gonna get it.
I know,
Next
so-
season is your season.
I've been
Easy.
slow learning at every single thing I've ever tried to do. I was a gymnast as a kid, was slow to learn that.
That's sick.
My coach called me a mental patient. She'd be like, "You can do it. Your brain's dumb." And then I learned
you
to
can do it. You're just stupid.
Yeah, you idiot.
The
she was
fuck?
She was Russian, so it's like you ever
Oh,
been
hell
yelled at?
yeah.
No, we're
that's-
talking like you did
yeah.
something like this.
But Russian people
Yeah.
do that.
Fucking
No,
like with the.
okay,
They just tell
so-
you how it is.
You know.
I was young and I was never any good at like the bar and the uneven bars and the beam and all that. I did floor gymnastics, so that translated into cheerleading.
Oh,
I cheerleaded in
okay.
college, and I was like
I'm
pretty
over here
decent at like
thinking,
doing flips and shit.
Like the.
yeah,
you know what I'm
no,
talking
no
about.
way. I
Yeah.
absolutely, I've tried that before, and I've eaten it into one.
That's
of those.
why I already had
Phenomenal.
1,000 questions for you.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. I was like, how the fuck?
My entire family learned to snowboard when we were kids, and my brother picked it up in like a day, and it took me like 3 seasons. So I'm a slow learner, but
That's
like
fine.
what I lack in natural talent, I'll make up for in persistence. Like talking back about like the Club Loose guys, they're not that nice, but sometimes it's helpful. No joke, I'm sitting there and Chet was trying to coach me, and I
Yeah.
won't say the name of the other person, but they come to the window and he was like, "Don't bother, she's a lost cause," and like kept it pushing.
That's fucking
Little does he
wild.
know I thrive on that, brother.
You created a villain.
So I was like, "You're gonna call me a lost cause?"
Now I can't wait for the
now I
tea
have
after
a
the
pro
podcast.
am car.
literally created a villain. I see how it is.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask, would they ever let you announce at Club Loose for fun? Like just if you were there.
Well,
one day?
I've been going long enough to remember the OG days when Reese would announce in Spanish, and it would be a bunch of words I don't know, and then Nick Delicious. Remember? Do you guys
don't-
remember that?
Wait,
Okay.
What?
Nick
Swear
Delicious.
to God, we'll have to ask
What?
him. Reese would sit in the corner of the top of the stands, and that was, I guess, was his nickname, Nick Delesio. Remember when he?
Oh,
used to, like,
that's what I
shred?
thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, and so that they would call him Nick Delicious.
How long have you been going to Club Loose for?
Lol,
Probably
I'm
10
so
years.
old. I'm like 32.
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
years?
Yeah, she said.
And you still
Since
don't know how
like
to drift? No, I'm
2009.
just
That's
kidding.
what I'm saying, dude. I
Fuck.
don't drive enough. That's
kidding.
hey kids, if you're listening at home, just leave your car alone and get seat time.
That's what happened
Leave
to me.
it alone.
I'm telling you, I was like, did you say earlier you mentioned you were like one event a season, then on some seasons you'll get 2. That's
Yeah.
exactly how
Oh.
me and Chris were.
That's you're never gonna get any better like that.
You know,
Yeah.
but then you can like drift.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do what Carl did the last year, which is like every fucking event.
Whoa.
What did you do? Like you did a lot of events.
I just started going more. I like
That's
let
smart.
myself really get obsessed with it.
How many did
It
you
was
do?
really unhealthy.
Do you
Huh?
think? How many did you do?
I do 10 a season. So last season I did 10. This season I did I think 11 or 12.
And he's like, you can see him getting better.
That's so
So that's
awesome.
probably like the
It was
amount
cool.
of events where you have to do that.
I definitely want to say a lot of people, this podcast, everybody had input. I was just listening to everyone to the point where I think in the middle of it, I said to Frankie and Malcolm and everyone, I was like, shit, I got to remember this shit is advice and like I got to learn it still.
Yeah.
Like my own way. Everybody learns it
listen.
differently.
Listen to who's coaching you, but definitely take it with a grain of salt. Because when I was learning and I still didn't understand how to drift, this was a long time ago. Someone would come in my window and say something, and then the next lap, someone would come in and say something completely different, and I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah,
I'm too dumb for this.
That's annoying.
So you have to kind of just like take what they say and go, okay, so this is one method, this is another method.
Yes.
Try, okay, that doesn't work for me. Try something else. Like
that is a real big problem.
yeah.
What?
And there's really no way to fix that. Like if you're on track, someone will come up and say something to you, and they'll tell you how to do something. I remember this exact thing actually. I was
I used to
trying
get
to tell.
so frustrated.
I feel like it was Miyagi or someone. I was like,
Dave, I know. Why do I feel as young Dave?
maybe
You were teaching him how to drift.
I was telling someone how to enter this. It was a kart track, and then I think it was Chet. Chet kept going over to him, and he was like, "Yeah, just rip the e-brake." And I'm like,
You hate when people say
and I'm
that
like,
shit.
"Yeah, you could do that, but don't, because like that's stupid and it's boring." But Chet was just trying to get them to
Get going.
get going
Yeah.
and get around the track, which is a good way to do that.
There's different driving styles too.
Exactly.
Like there's some guys I don't know, I don't want to speak for all of them, but I would say like the higher horsepower like V8 guys, they'll do a big ass e-brake pull entry, sometimes like
Yeah.
more than one. And then
It's
the guys
consistent.
the guys who are a little more underpowered from what I've seen will do like a big flick in a clutch kick or whatever.
Yeah, because that's all they care about. probably.
Right.
For me,
Yeah.
the reason why I'm doing the big flick in the clutch, I do know you are correct, totally. The consistency with the handbrake
It's
when it was the
definitely-
comp time,
The
I
handbrake is the
was
most consistent part in the
handbrake,
car.
and
I love the handbrake. I'll die
also-
on that hill.
that
Yeah.
might be
Listen,
a problem.
you don't need a handbrake to drift, just like you don't need a spoon to eat soup, but it fucking helps.
You could
I'll
drink
die on
the
this hill.
soup.
So I don't know if you guys know Durger. I met him at like some random event.
Why does
Alex
that name
Lewis.
sound
Alex
familiar?
Lewis. Okay, so literally we had never met
don't
before,
know.
and we're both like a little intoxicated, and he's telling me like you don't even need an e-brake, and drunk me is like pissed at this. It's
I
like
love
it doesn't
Alex.
matter, dude. And so we like made this friendship on just like having an actual argument about the e-brake.
Again, like I use the handbrake because for me it's just fun. It's
Yeah.
such a weird, crazy feeling, and
Yeah.
like the sound it makes, just
dude.
playing in my ear right now.
When you get like at Mid Pond, this was my like Roman Empire, was when I actually made that center section work. And again, I probably did it one time. Big e-brake pull coming in, and I was bringing a ton of speed into
Reverse?
the hairpin. Yeah, reverse.
Yeah, okay.
And so I'd be like, big e-brake pull, back in the throttle. And it was like so perfect. I was like, I wish that could happen every time, but it's like you hear it lock up, you hear the skirt.
I want to
skirt.
hear. I want to hear like, yeah,
So
I clutch
sick.
kicked it like twice, and like
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Like, I almost died.
I don't know what, but it is. It is, in my opinion, an easier way to grasp it, and I think the
100%.
clutch kick.
I'm still learning. Yeah.
If you just like, fucking just sprinkle it in there sometimes.
It's hard
when
for
I'm
me to
bored.
believe that you're still learning because it's been 10 years. I know you
I
definitely
know.
know how to drift.
I get in my head sometimes, and
You totally
also
can.
like I don't really need to clutch kick my car
Oh,
No, definitely not.
because it's I
Right,
just
'cause
roll in that
it's-
throttle, baby.
yeah,
all
God
them
damn it.
big old
God
bald
damn.
eagles on demand.
sorry with my 150 horsepower over
Oof.
here.
Imagine.
That's
no, so
what you know. That's what you need.
everyone always tells me.
Wow,
What, to
we
go
found
down
it.
in power?
Yep, she
Oh
needs
my
to
God,
go back to
no.
that S14.
That will feel like a bag of dicks.
Yep.
It will be hard.
I'm gonna
That's
be
what
so
it
bad
is.
at
So you
that.
have the S14. It's got the KA in it, right?
I don't think I would
drift
ever
that.
drift that car. That's my sweet baby. But I
Yes.
have an
Okay,
I have an
turn that mic off.
S13. I have the other S13 that with the motor problem that I could probably try to drift and
No,
get,
drift your
if
baby
this
at the car track. Yep.
Don't. This is America.
This is the angel and the devil on my shoulder. Drift
That
all
car
the-
needs to drift.
every 240, even the ones that are supposed to be nice. Don't do it.
Yeah,
No.
but the other one. So there's 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
S14,
S14,
grandma
which is
spec S13, and then track car LS S13.
yeah. So the grandma one we don't want to drift, right?
No, the grandma spec is I just bought from that old guy. No sentimental value, just really clean. And I like to stunt on these
No,
nerds.
Frankie, no,
And then-
no. Don't.
Okay, stunt on them at the track with
Yeah.
that one, then I guess.
It won't be with my drifting, but it will just be with me
No, it'll be
owning
with the
a clean
drifting.
car.
You're gonna learn how to drift that one really well,
Okay.
How did
and then
you-
you're gonna get in the other car and you're gonna be like, I'm just a pro now.
How'd you go about learning how to drift? Were you always like right onto the track? Because it sounds.
Literally, I just was into it. I've always liked Japanese cars again from when I was a kid because of my dad. And then my friends were drifting. I remember some of them when they got their very first, like some guys that were in FD, like Ricky Hoffman. I remember when he got his first car. And we would just all go to parking lots and they would slide their cars. And I was like, I got to get a car. And that's when the junkyard one happened. And it started in a build and then straight to the racetrack. Like never even tried street drifting really.
Ricky Hoffman, I haven't ever had a conversation with him,
Why
but
the fuck haven't we had him on here?
Oh, yeah, you
we've
should have
always,
Ricky
I've
on
always
here.
just been passing. I remember seeing Ricky drift, and there was one event where was it Mike Prez? Ran him over.
Oh, that
my
was
God,
phenomenal.
yeah.
I was in the
remember that.
pit,
Yeah.
or I was in the stands, and I saw that shit, and I was like, "What the hell?"
I remember
Yeah.
the
And
whole
then he-
fucking.
What?
Everyone
hell?
drove. Everyone drove off. I think.
They didn't
pretty
care
sure.
about that.
And that was when I first found out. I was like, shit, I guess if that stuff happens, if the car is good, it's
Yeah.
probably good.
Ricky's a big foot brake guy. So
Yeah?
again, if I was Mike Spotter, I would have said, watch out for that big brake in the hairpin. Check up on him, but don't run him over. And then that wouldn't have
The
happened.
thing is, that wasn't even a comp, right?
No, it wasn't. It was literally just like an
They're
East
just
Coast
driving
bash.
for fun,
Yeah.
and
There
then
were
everyone's
so many
screaming. I turn
memes.
around and there's a car running another car over, and I was like, "What are we doing?"
And we do mean running
Yeah,
over.
it
And
was
then,
crazy.
Then they
Malcolm,
made that.
could you find that somehow? Because I want you to see it.
They made that video where it was
Let me
like,
see if
dun, 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 dun,
Yes,
dun, dun,
that's the
dun,
one
dun.
I'm talking about.
Geeks me out every time.
Yeah.
So back to what we're talking about with the books. Like when I get myself really sad, I'll pull up one of those videos, guaranteed to make me laugh. That one and like a few other random stupid ones like old Vines, like geek me
The
out.
old Vines get me
Get me.
dying, dude. Vine was a hell of a
there it is.
time.
Yeah.
Are
there's
we
a
gonna show this to
video.
the pod watchers?
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Okay.
right
This has
now.
been a while. I feel like some of the pod listeners we have like I don't know, the audience varies.
Oh my
but
god, this gives me so much nostalgia and joy.
17. Hold on, I gotta send this to Malcolm.
But so were you on the
Yeah.
track mainly and stuff?
Yeah, I've never drifted on the street. Well, okay.
Maybe that's what you're missing? A
No,
little
it's
He's
a
right.
slow
It's an
power.
underpowered car that's
Yeah.
gonna make me have to drive it. Probably is what
It's
it is.
100% what it is. It's that and the seat time thing because you literally,
Yeah.
she's talking. I can't put my bumper on. I need seat time. There's 2 events a year. Like, what are we doing?
Well, okay, so the best I drove all year was at the all girls event.
Okay.
And so I announced Riverside, and they were like, all the workers got to drive the track on Sunday after the event was over. Or maybe it was Monday. I don't know. Back to me taking a lot of time off work. Anyway, it was a day to which everyone was driving.
I totally felt that.
Spooky. I'm so sorry, Josh, my boss. It was like me and like 2 other people were just like on the track all day, and it was getting a lot comfortable with my car. And then the very next weekend, it was a girls' event, and I think that's the best I drove all year. Or when I trailered all the way out to Indiana and drove that track for the first time.
Where in Indiana?
Salem Speedway.
I don't even know.
I
that.
don't
It's
know
the
what that
other
is.
Riverside location. So if
Oh,
Riverside
okay.
did Jersey, they did Englishtown, and then they did the other one. So That was another all girls event.
Yeah, you just gotta drive more. I mean, I would like the slow car thing. That would be sick.
Sorry, we're just watching. We're
I'll
showing
play
them.
this right now so she can see it because I know it's gonna be delayed.
Yeah, man, I was a young
Oh my God.
whippersnapper in the crowd there. That
This
was only
is so
5
funny.
years ago. Oh, no, 6 years ago? Fuck.
Oh, they did.
Here's where it went wrong for me. What are we
they were
doing
doing
here,
a
boys?
switcheroo. Oh, but
The old 1-2 buckle my shoe.
Just a good old boy. God
Bro,
damn, dude.
what is
I remember
going
seeing. I had
on?
no idea what the hell to think about that.
We went to both of their pits and we were like, no way these cars are not broken. And they weren't.
And I remember throughout the day, I turned around and Ricky's car was back on track. So I was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
That 240 of Ricky's,
oh, so
Beat.
Ricky just parked it.
the rightest. Like,
Actually,
but
did
it
he?
Run, or like it ran.
Clearly, it was durable though.
Ricky's known for, he's sort of, I guess, the same mindset as me, I would guess, where it's like his car is kind of like, whatever. But he's an excellent driver.
I feel like he's a really nice guy. Is he a nice guy?
They also have Dick Richard for
Yeah, no, I've known him
Alright.
since probably like we were in high school, pretty much. I think he's a good friend. But yeah, I'll definitely say that if there's anyone else that's also lazy when it comes to working on their car, I'm pretty sure he would tell you this as well. I'm not talking shit. Don't at me. But yeah, great driver.
No,
That's incredible.
this is a great podcast.
Good.
I think
I'm glad.
next year is
I'm
gonna
having a
be
good
your
time.
fucking year, Sarah. You're gonna go out there, gonna start linking
Well,
shit.
Uh-oh.
Next year,
What do you got planned?
I got
You bought an SR?
no. I want to be a driver, but I have no grand ideas that I'm going to be some sort of like competition driver. It's just not in the cards for me.
Good, that's
but-
Just enough
stupid.
more where you can
I
party with
love-
your friends.
I just
more.
love being a part of drifting events. I love
Yeah.
grassroots competitions. I know a lot of Club Blues guys will be like, competition. But whatever, dude. It's so fun. It's so fun. So I think I'm good at announcing. I think I'm finally found like my thing I'm good at. So I've been trying to just like get my foot in as many doors as possible.
Dude, we're gonna see you on FD
Yeah.
one day.
I hope so.
Swear
Well,
to God.
huge shout out to Chris Knapp, because if it wasn't for him recommending me for stuff, like I owe that dude a kidney at this point. Whatever he wants from me, he can have, because he recommended me for Riverside. He recommended me for this.
Yeah.
Great dude. He's like a brother to me. I love him
Honestly,
so much.
like the reason why I learned so much this season is probably a huge majority is because of Chris.
he is
Yeah.
the
So-
nicest, sweetest soul on the earth.
Yeah, we were. Remember Malcolm? Princess was like, "Why are you so nice?" Oh, she's like, Do you ever get mad? Like ever? He's like, "Oh my god!" And then Chris goes, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've gotten mad."
That's a good
That was-
impression.
Yeah.
That was a really good
That's
impression.
literally
Wow,
it.
that was
Yeah.
pretty good.
No. Yeah, I've gotten mad. I'm like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be serious." And
He's
he goes,
gonna
"Yeah,
name one time.
I'll tell you what. I told these guys not to go through this gate once. To speed through the pits, and then they did it. I was like, that was the only time you ever got mad, Chris? He's like, oh yeah, I was mad. I was like, okay. So you've never gotten mad in your life. He's literally like the best human being ever.
The Last Gambler, we had a lot of
He got mad?
Canadian intent. No. Literally, the one situation where I would expect him to get mad, he didn't. He was getting his face screamed in. I'm not going to say names.
Yeah.
By a driver who was upset about a call. And Chris Knapp was the driver steward. And you're supposed to have like a calm conversation. But this, I don't know if it was like a language thing, but this dude was like pissed. Screaming in his
Screaming
face.
in French?
And Chris Knapp is just like, well, listen, it's da 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 da. And he just is like stone calm the whole time. It was nutty.
What a saint.
Guys, one
Yeah.
of the greatest men I know.
Yeah. Chris Knapp, East Coast Drift School.
If you need a Jeep, hit him
Yeah.
up.
If he's selling a Jeep right now, East Coast Drift School, December schedule, it's open.
Yep.
Hit him
That's
up.
that's the Jeep you shared?
Yeah.
Dude, I was so confused because when you share it, it just shows the ad. It doesn't show like
Who made it?
who put it
That's
up.
the point.
And
You're
I was like-
supposed to click it because I'm showing you a Jeep you should buy.
I was like, when did Carl get a Jeep?
Yeah.
I was like, is this just a car he was keeping from us? Like, you're like, yeah, I got this. Just flip it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Nice Jeep though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I know that he liked it a lot because he would just drive it around the fucking track all the time.
How much is it?
6,500 OBO.
OBO.
I mean, I do
Thing to
want a
tank.
Jeep. Jeeps would be cool.
Big Jeep guy.
Ooh, that's cool.
It's a 2-door. I don't really know shit about Jeeps. It looks like a Jeep.
I can't buy a Jeep right now. Anyway, yeah. Wow. Okay.
You're
Chris
gonna
Knapp.
What were we talking about?
That's what I'm trying to
I
remember.
don't-
Oh, we were
know.
talking about Ricky Hoffman getting run over by
that's
Mike
cool.
Perez. Oh, we're
Next
talking
year.
about next year's plans.
Fuck,
Okay,
thank
so
you. God bless Haley.
this is
Thank
she
you.
literally is my life savior. So,
I can tell. I can tell. You're the friend. You're them to me.
Thank God.
Like, no shit would get done.
So definitely the Gambler next year for sure. That's my OG. It's where I started. So
Okay.
I'm gonna be with them again next year. Riverside, as far as I know, they're gonna have events next year, and I'll see them in PRI. I'll be out there with them. So gonna get the deets on that. And then there's a few more series that are like maybes.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
got chicken permission to talk about them on the pod. So one of them is not quite off the ground yet, and I don't know if it's going to be a 2024 thing, but you're going to love this premise. So you know how competition drifting is 3 judges and they just pick their winner?
Yes,
And it
yes.
can get a little sloppy and maybe people feel like they're robbed
Yep.
a little bit. Okay.
Maybe.
So the premise of this the premise of this new series would be, and again, the guy who's organizing it doesn't really want like the proprietary idea. He wants to just advance drifting as a sport, which after my own heart, love that.
Okay.
So there's gonna be 4 judges,
Oh, okay.
2 judges to only watch the lead, and 2 judges to only watch the chase, so that you are concentrating on one driver at a time. And so you're gonna get a score out of 50 for the lead and a score out of 50 for the chase.
It's,
Right?
It's
and
definitely a
not
concept.
only
Huh.
yeah, not only that, but you're gonna get like stats. Like, you know, every other sport you have stats.
Yeah.
So if you were to say like how good of a drifter are you, you're like,
You're like, I don't fucking
even
know.
a competition
98.
driver. Oh well, I got, you know, we got a 3rd place trophy up there.
Man, yeah, my batting average is
Right.
like what
Exactly.
What kind
so
of stats?
so you'd be like, so you'd be able to be like, of all my chase runs, I've scored an average of a 48 on all my chases.
Do they have like
I've
a tire
scored-
drop number?
That'd be
like
cool.
You drop your tires off the line or something like.
Oh, how many door taps you get?
Yeah, like some crazy.
I feel like Formula D was trying to get into that. They were trying to add some more
Well, it's
metric.
hard. It's hard to do
It's
those
a
types
hard
of metrics.
thing to judge. Yeah.
if they got the same guys doing that's doing the podcast, it's gonna be a long fucking road because
I feel- no,
Ooh,
no,
is
I
there
feel like-
podcast? Is there
It-
beef?
there's no beef. We just
Okay.
heard something that like I don't know. Have we talked about this one?
Literally, no. I've never heard this ever. What are we
so
talking about?
excited.
Someone was like, here's a good example of me saying things that shouldn't be said. So you know they have a podcast or whatever.
Now, hold
and
on
they
a
do
minute.
like a driver thing where they interview a driver, I think.
Okay.
Okay,
and
I
they're-
don't know what it's called, but I've seen it.
I don't either, but
Okay.
it's a thing, and they're never together, right? They're always like it's always like a virtual podcast.
Which I feel like is not as cool.
yeah, eventually they'll catch on, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't.
That's you and Frankie are vibing.
I don't know
You're
why
on a
it's so
Frankie
hard to
and
figure
Frankie
that
vibe.
out, but it's like fucking. It's like trying to get to the moon or some shit for these fucking people. How about we just look at the top podcaster, Joe Rogan? What does he do? Not that ever.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you do.
He just does drugs in front of people
Literally.
and just gets down. dude.
Yeah, just look at him and
Not
copy
always.
him. That's all you have to do.
I've been saying we should get smelling salts.
Anyway, there's my rant.
Good God.
So they do those podcasts or whatever, and then someone told me, I don't even remember who it was, and they definitely don't want me to talk about it anyway. They were like, "Oh yeah, they're doing that yeah, they had me or whoever he was talking about go into another room at the hotel, so it looked like I wasn't there."
They're doing extra steps. I thought it was just because
I'm
they
like,
couldn't get in the same
bro.
area.
I'm like, "Come on,
That is
man!"
so spooky.
Like you finally got
That's
the
weird.
opportunity to do a good one,
Yeah.
and for what is it? Continuity, you just couldn't. I'm like,
Gotta
"Come on,
respect
man."
it though.
No.
Gotta
you don't.
respect it though. Carl's trying to backpedal right now.
Okay. No, I
I'm trying
agree.
to
I think
save
like,
what
Yeah.
little respect we have left because I'm a neutral party. I don't care how the fuck you do your podcast.
Hey, Formula
Listen.
Drift's doing great. So
we all love
we're not going to cause any problems.
we all love drifting, right? So we all love Formula Drift. We're always gonna love Formula Drift, but because this is all our area, right? We're allowed to critique.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like-
So I
That's
wouldn't
true.
say we're hating. We're
Do
just saying like
in-person podcast,
Yeah.
guys.
I
Come
do
on.
like the in-person one because I can't really sell myself over the phone. I'm terrible at that shit. Hey, would you like to buy some knives from Cutco? I'm just
Well, like,
it's
if
not
you-
doesn't work.
If you listen to podcasts, you can see what happens. Like they'll start talking over each other
because of
They-
the delay.
They
Yeah.
won't see how the other person's reacting because of a delay, like all this stuff, and it just makes it shitty.
Plus, have you ever tried to have like a job interview over Zoom
Oh,
or whatever?
God.
It's
Plenty.
miserable. Like the
Tons.
in-person ones, I'll rock, but the ones over, I get weird. I get like,
Yeah, it seems like a very simple thing in my head.
yeah.
But for
I've
some
wiped
reason,
it. I
people
got
can't
way.
figure it out.
But so wait, was there more?
No, that was it.
drama?
That was it. It was just
Oh,
ridiculous.
Just
to
the
me.
in-person.
Yeah.
Gets
I
you so heated.
I was
But I
just like,
like-
are you fucking
Get
kidding
this
me?
man some granola, dude. He
There's
needs
a
to
bunch of
chill.
other podcasts. No, get him a Juicy Platters. I love Juicy Platters.
Juicy Platters is good.
There's other podcasts that I enjoy that are online. Like I don't really have like a super duper against that, but like
I'm not against it. I'm just like, you had a good chance to not
Yeah, test
do
it,
some
see if
dumb
it was
shit.
better. you know?
Exactly, at
Yeah.
least. Like,
What my pet peeve in life is doing something over and over again because that's how we've done it, dude. When they do that to me at work, I'm like,
that's a big corporate thing.
yeah. Oh well, this
Yeah.
is how we've always done it. I'm ready to swing. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in the conference room like, oh, I'm gonna fight you on that.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of, especially with cars, it's like we have a project manager and he's great, but sometimes he's like, oh well, this is how we did it on Mustang. I'm like, well, this is a fucking F-150. Like what? This is different.
And here's the other thing.
Sounds like you need a new
If someone wanted to do this podcast that was like really, really big, and it was an opportunity that I definitely should not say no to,
right.
I would do everything in my power to try to get him here or fly there, first of all. And if I couldn't, then I would do it.
Right, because you wouldn't
'Cause I
be
would
like,
just try
oh,
it.
well, we've only ever done in person, so we have to pass on you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say that.
But
which is
like,
right.
if they live in this country, not happening. If they live in Japan, I guess maybe.
Oopsies, we're going to Japan.
Or oopsies, we're going to Japan. Literally, yeah. Like, I'd be like, well, that sounds like a good excuse.
Yeah.
Carl knows I would drag him there. So
I
like-
know. We're going to Japan. All right.
But
That's
yeah,
what would happen.
I'm just like, I can't see it happening where I'd be like, oh, this really neat. Yeah, this has to happen. We have to just ruin
I feel like
it.
we've just been on a good roll and we're gonna keep doing it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Feels
other
cool.
people do it like that, and I guess they're doing fine. But there's also the other problem. The reason I make fun of Formula Drift with that is because it's fucking Formula Drift. Get your shit together. But
They're
like,
supposed to be our like.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I
big
know.
corporate fucking company. But like
Yeah.
other people that are doing it, I get it. You probably live somewhere and you're not surrounded by too many people, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, if you're a big fucking corporation and you have the ability to do this, you should probably like try to make it happen. I mean, it's
Right.
not that hard.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Like, other people doing that shit is whatever. Do what you can do. If you're not surrounded by, we're
I'm
lucky.
indifferent. Yeah, I'm indifferent. We've been
Plus-
blessed with like the ability to do that and shit. And
Yeah, we have
and
so many people
with
around
what
here.
we have available. So I mean, I guess
Plus-
if we can do it, they can do it.
FD's in California, aren't they? You got all the California homies out there.
Exactly. That's
okay.
Yeah, I'm like, and you're at events,
Yeah, true. That
Like,
takes a yeah.
dude.
it's a
Get
lot of
get a
logistics.
get a head tech guy, like the guy, someone
Yeah.
running a pit for someone. Like, I want to hear that guy's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
conversation.
Well, do you want to hear another idea?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about
Yes.
this either
Oh,
because I didn't get
fuck.
permission. But I'll say
That's not
I'll
good.
say everything,
Swap some
but
parts.
of whose idea it was. So one of the pro spec drivers
Okay.
feels as if they don't have enough like exposure media, and I would agree. I don't know if they do as much with the pro spec as with pro, and it's probably budget or whatever. I don't know. So they wanted to like pool resources and just change the complete like format of how they do pro spec. So instead of doing like announcing the I guess the runs, or maybe in addition to it, they would do a driver interview before the battle, like kind of how they've done that in drag racing, I think.
yeah.
And
It's like
they'd be
the
like,
chatting
hey,
era.
how's the car feeling this weekend? Did you have any struggles getting here? Did you blow 3 tires? Like, how's your team doing? How's everyone feeling? Like, is it somebody's birthday?
so
Like,
you would be doing this pretty much.
well,
right?
I mean, they told me the idea to ask me to do it. I would freaking love
I
it. If you
feel like
guys are
I've
listening,
I feel like I've seen this before in FD.
maybe they've
sometimes.
done it in the past and I just
But, like,
I'm ignorant to it, but
pro and like
Lorette doing it in pro.
yeah,
Yeah.
towards
And
the end
I-
of the event usually.
definitely my weak point's probably interviews. I'm not as good in that as I
What?
would
No
like to be.
way. You would.
What?
You're
No way.
fantastic. You're.
Fuck's sake.
This is in you. Stop.
Well, all I'm saying is talking in the booth and doing like technical commentary on drifting. That's my Super Bowl. That's what I'm good at.
There is literally nothing so far you have been unable to do. You'll figure it out.
I know. Thank you for noticing that about me.
You're good. You got this shit.
Yeah, that sounds cool though.
I would love to. I would, and so like my main thing is like I'm afraid of a lot of things I do, but pushing myself out of my comfort zone is like what I make myself do all the time.
Yeah, that's the best
So-
thing you can do for
Right.
yourself.
So like your gut will say like, "Ooh, I don't know what if I mess up? What if I call someone by the wrong name again?"
Yeah.
Sorry, Josiah. Right. But then it's just like, just power through, do your best, and you'll get better. Like, so for instance, when I was at Riverside, they were like, "Hey, Sarah, you're going to do top 16 driver intros." I've never done that before. It's in 3 minutes. And I'm in the Midwest. I think
Are you
that's
supposed
the
to
Midwest.
know these people?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I know a lot of the bigger people. Obviously, I'm friends with some of them because I've been in drifting for 100 million years. But there's other local dudes who are shredding that I don't know their names, and I don't want to frick it up. So I had Ryan from Riverside there, and he was supposed to be like
Just
my
whispering in your ear.
yeah, like in The Devil Wears Prada, where she's like, "This is this person," and da 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 da. And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, hey, how's your son?" You know what I mean? Like, I don't know them, but so he was there for like half of it, and then I look around, I'm like, "Okay, what's this driver?" Ryan's gone, dude. He straight up was like
no.
in the fire. But again, trial by fire. I thought I did pretty good. I messed up on one driver. I mixed up the Mustang drivers.
Yeah.
But I said sorry. We laughed about it. We kept it pushing. And
I'd be so nervous about mispronouncing somebody's name.
Dude,
I
at-
know.
At final bout when they do that shit
Easily.
and everything.
well, so
I'm like, oh
in
my
the
God.
drivers, I'm always at drivers meetings. I practically run the drivers meetings at the Gambler, and I always say like, "Listen, dude, if I'm saying something wrong, or I'm saying like your engine wrong, or your team wrong, or your name wrong, just come up to me and be like, 'Hey, idiot, it's pronounced blah.'" and I'll fix it. It's just it's fully ignorance that I would say it wrong, but
that is stressful.
yeah. Well, so what's funny is what's his face ended up winning that, Rad Dan. And I had asked, he was the last driver I interviewed, and I forget how we got on the subject, and he was like, well, the money would be cool, but, you know, we're doing it for the fans, blah, 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 total PR answer. And I was like, well, what'd you rather have, is what I asked him. And he was like, the money. And they hard cut that to him winning the whole thing, and it was so sweet, and I was like, I helped out with that. I was like, ooh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it was cool. It was a good experience.
I would freeze up doing that shit, so props to you.
Interviewer or interviewee?
Everything that you're doing.
I think you'd be fine.
I'm not good at that. No. I can't. And I'd be way too honest. I'd be like, wow, that car is ugly. All right, let's see how it turns out for me.
That's what I feel like people would like praise you for.
Yeah.
Of course.
They
Like
would
a
love it.
For some
unbiased
reason.
opinion.
Love
Yeah.
it.
But like, I don't know. There's an art to doing it and not,
for
being
sure.
respectful and everything.
I was leaning
can't
on
do
a
that.
similar question for every driver. That's something I would change if I could do it again, would just be like try to tailor the questions a little better. If I had more than 3 minutes prep time, Ryan.
Maybe you have to have like
Trial by fire.
Yeah, there you go.
like a booklet or somewhere. You like,
So, I'm just gonna say it. I'm shooting my shot at FD 100% at PRI. I'm just gonna go talk to them and be
You
like,
definitely
listen,
should.
guys, you need me on that team in whatever aspect I can participate in. And if I do get that shot, dude, I'm doing flat. I'm gonna know every single driver. I'm gonna know their blood type. So because it's a set, it's a set schedule. Like it's a set amount of drivers that participate. I'm gonna get everybody's name, car info, engine
just gotta
info.
research.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So with these grassroots events, it's kind of like you'll get a driver's list, and then which I always get. I put it in. I have a spreadsheet. I have like I have
oh,
all
so
the
you're
stuff.
already doing.
I'm doing
stuff.
it. So I also keep score. I do all the points for the gambler. So because like no one else was doing it, and I kind of like get anxiety when something's not happening. So I'm like, oh my god. So I made that. We did all the qualifying calculations in that spreadsheet, but. Where the fuck was I going with this?
You're talking about.
Oh yeah,
how-
so I would just be like everybody on a flashcard, know them off the back of my hand. It's just harder with the grassroots stuff because people will just show up.
Show up.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, who else do we have here? And people will break and not show up. So your list is just
Yeah.
always.
Formula
evolving.
Drift would be a lot
But yeah,
easier, but scarier. But
if I could
easier.
get that Pro 2 gig, that'd be sweet. If I could get, I'm not sure if this other series with the 4 judges is going to get off, but I think it's a great idea, and I'm stoked. If it's 2024, cool. If it's 2025, cool.
Yeah.
But
Frankie, we should make a series.
Yeah, I know, Carl.
it is
Faction friends.
dude. Call
But we have
me,
the
though.
announcer already.
And I will also keep score and keep the drivers in line.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is so at Englishtown is kind of my home track, so I feel like I can be a little bit more of a bully there. So I'll see like an area where everybody's messing up, and like that's where the next day in the drivers meeting I'll be like, all right, I saw all of you guys with your like big hot boy laps, but no one's in outer zone 4, baby. What's up with that? So everyone who misses outer zone 4 is getting bullied.
Remember the videos we took of you
Oh.
interviewing?
I had a few adult beverages, and I just would be like interviewing with a mic the outer zone number 4. Hey, why can no one get in you? How come everyone? And they'd be like, so I'm kind of a bully. You'd see some
No,
guys
I mean,
come
like,
out with their like pro
no, but that's-
level cars.
That's funny.
That's funny though.
Yeah, like I
announcers
appreciate
don't
that,
do that shit.
Like I feel like sometimes when I'm watching FD, I'm missing that like excitement.
Yeah, exactly.
Me and
Yeah.
Mike, we're really good together. And so Mike, I've talked to him. He doesn't want to do announcing. Like he does a good job, obviously, because
Yeah, I
his
feel like he would
personality.
be good too.
He wants to be a driver, and he's a great driver. But I'm like, I'm an announcer. I can do it, and I feel like I could announce alongside Deanda too. So he would just say some
That would be
ridiculous shit, and
sick.
I'd be like, "You're right, Jared. He did a great job with that zone." And it's like brought a lot of speed in there. Like I can talk technically about drifting, and crack a few jokes.
That motherfucker, dude. I'll just be watching a fucking video on YouTube. He just pops out of the corner. Hey, it's J-Rod.
And
I'm
you're like,
dude,
get
what?
off my screen.
Like, why have I been seeing this guy in everything for the last 15 years?
My favorite thing is when he does the O Doctor. And I think of it as like, in Finding Nemo where the little
I'm trying to think of who we're
the little
talking about right
octopus
FD
Jared Deanda.
announcer. Like,
So
Oh, that's
he'll be
probably
like,
the
"Oh,
guy that I'm
doctor." So
talking shit
in
about.
Finding Nemo, the little octopus is like, "You're gonna make me ink." I always think like, "Are you gonna be good enough to make Jared O Doctor?" That's
Dude.
how my brain works. It's a weird place.
does
up
he just
there.
say that at random?
Well, when the run is really good, he'll be like, "Oh, doctor."
Why does he say
I don't
that?
know, dude. Okay, I'm not doing the impression well.
I know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
It's
his
so
phrase. That's his catchphrase. It's like
I'm like
ka-chow.
saying it in my mind,
Do
and
you
it
have a
makes
catchphrase?
sense.
Lightning McQueen.
But
I don't
Holy
think
fuck.
I do. Yeah.
No,
Wait, what was I saying?
Wait,
I
what
was trying to
happened?
make "Yeehaw, let's do this" happen for a bit, but it was feeling really forced.
Yeehaw! Let's do this.
Oh no, I like
gonna
to say they yeed when they should have hawed. Oh, or you'll get that on these big jobs. When someone
that you
spins,
should do.
when someone
Yabbity
spins
dabbity.
out, I'm like, well, he yeed when he should have hawed. I don't know what to tell you.
he yabba that D.
Oh my god, that motherfucker! But that motherfucker, like, I'll be
Fuck you,
watching.
Malk.
I remember I was watching a snap. I was like, oh, snap on! Like, I'm gonna watch this video. He just pops out. Now he's the host of
And you're like,
Snap-on videos. I was like, okay. I was like, good for you, man. But what is this? And then like, I'll go to another, like, it was a Harley Davidson video. This guy's working for Harley Davidson now. I'm like,
That's fine.
everything.
I hope he
everything.
gets so many more gigs that they're like, who will step into FD for us? And it's just me. In the
Yeah.
corner. Put me in, coach.
It'll
Who's
happen.
that Pokemon?
Now, you don't have to be like the head announcer though,
No,
right? Like if you,
no. I was like, literally put me in the booth with anyone else for pro-spec. Test me
Oh,
out.
okay.
Like, give me a run and I'll be so good. I already know.
So do they do different announcers for pro?
Well, I don't know
specs?
if you noticed, but this year they had like 3 different people in the booth, and I was like tweaking out on my couch at
The
home
last
watching
FD run I watched was probably in 2014. So
Okay.
no, but I've gone to
I'm
the
tr-
events.
Yeah, I'm
but-
trying to do this, so I watch all the stuff to like.
Get
Yeah,
you do your
you have to.
homework. a
Doing
little
my
bit.
homework.
Yup.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, no. When I'm at the track at E-Town, that's pretty much the only time I see it, and it's fun. But yeah, I can't put FD on. Let's not talk about bad about FD.
painful.
But
Imagine you're on
Sometimes.
FD and then people see your pineapple tattoo and just think you're a swinger.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, let's talk
tell
about
the story,
this.
guys. All right.
'Cause I heard you were a swinger.
Sorry, you went like this, and my brain was like, "Boop."
You didn't look at the LS. You looked at the pineapple.
I saw the pineapple.
So
and
this
I
was
like,
in.
"Ah."
Let's say how many years ago this was. I'm sure this was always a thing of pineapples being for swingers, but I'm not. Two
The tattoo
two
artist.
witnesses pass.
she's a swinger.
Hard pass. I wish I could just wipe everyone's memory the next day, like forget you ever knew me. But no, so I got my first house. It was 2017.
SpongeBob.
Not a fucking stitch of furniture in it. And my friends are like, let's go out and celebrate first house, big adult stuff. Also, I only own a house because I got hit by a car. I don't want anyone to feel bad. Okay.
Yeah, I'm.
All right.
yeah.
Don't feel bad, but maybe get hit by a car.
Yeah,
That's my,
I'll
I mean,
try.
That's
You
my
could buy a
financial
house.
advice. My financial advice is as follows: hoard 240s. They are going to increase in value, and get hit by a
You
car.
need a house to keep the 240s at.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're celebrating. No furniture in this thing. I'm sleeping like on a mattress on the floor, which I bully men for doing now, but we all had to start somewhere. So if you don't have a bed frame, hop in my DMs. I will bully you. So
Growth.
So we go out to this bar. I order a sangria. The bartender's like, "Do you want a big or a little?" I'm like, "A big. We're celebrating. Like I just got a house." Of
course.
This dude brings me a 60-ounce pitcher of sangria, dude. And because Mama didn't raise a quitter, I drank that.
Oh my
whole
God.
thing. Okay, I
Your
don't remember.
headache the next day
Bro,
was
I
probably
was
astronomical.
Toasted. So all I was seeing was back then it was your Snapchat story. So it was my Snapchat story, just zooming in on this pineapple at the end of the bar. I'm next day like laying on the floor like, what was happening? Zooming in. Last Snapchat story of the night is me, pineapple in hand, sprinting through the parking lot, getting chased by security. Swear to God.
That's all you remember?
Swear to God.
That's
And
all you,
I was
well,
like,
because you saw it.
I had to get driven home. Puke somehow made it all the way home. 2 steps in the door, puked all over my brand new house. When you're an adult, you have to clean that, right? Okay.
Wait.
So this
Why'd
is
you
when
have
you
so
got
much-
it?
pineapple in
So
your
I
hand.
we went to a bachelorette party, and the
Okay.
girls were doing like tattoos, and everyone else chickened out but my one friend Morgan. And I was like, "Oh, I'll get a pineapple to commemorate this hilarious story that I have."
No one stopped you?
No, no one knew. And then no joke, I'm not
Guys,
again.
Come on.
I'm not gonna say the name, but it is a drifting driver who is pro-ish, and his wife was like, approach me, and I'm like, "Oh my God, no! Why would you think that?" And they're like, "The pineapple on your arm," and I was like, "Ah!"
Oh my fucking
So
God.
I might cover it because that is not no shot.
Yeah, maybe you should cover that then.
Yeah,
That
or like
is-
couples will approach me at a bar and be like, "We really love your tattoos," and I just sprint. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm gone. I'm like
I actually
lightning.
love SpongeBob.
Yeah, I'm so
How about that?
awkward.
I didn't
I'm
know
not good at
about this
talking to people.
pineapple thing, but
Yeah, me neither, dude.
I
I'm
didn't.
like tattoo,
I heard.
and it's like a crappy like Atlantic City tattoo. It's so bad.
I thought you were gonna say that night, like I woke up and there was a pineapple.
Yeah,
around.
that's what I
Tattooed
thought
on
was
me.
coming.
Yeah,
Make
nope,
total sense.
nope. I did this to myself, stone cold sober, to commemorate.
what if
a
that was
hilarious
how it
story.
happened? I would have been even more
It was-
I
scared.
would have
I
been
know.
dying.
I
I
should-
would have been
I
laughing
would've been
my
like,
ass
what
off. I would have been like,
happened?
Hey, can
happens
we-
to everybody.
Like,
Delete
why is there a
this.
pineapple on my hand?
Delete this out of the pod so I can tell the story better.
No,
I-
it was good.
That's.
Yeah,
I didn't know about the
that's fine,
pineapple until recently because of TikTok and Instagram and shit.
Yeah.
Because somebody was like, "Whoa, this is what the pineapple."
Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
I had a coworker. We're pretty far into the pod. I had a coworker who was looking for an apartment here.
He said we're pretty far. They're not going to listen to this.
I had a coworker who was looking for an apartment here, and I remember after I found out what that was, that the apartment outside or there, thus next to it, had a pineapple hanging from the porch, and I was like, "Huh,
Dude, is
I
this like-
wonder if John's ever seen that."
Massive underground thing that like didn't realize was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I hope that didn't lead to him having a bad apartment experience. I looked at that apartment for him.
Lock your doors, dude.
Probably a good
Don't eat a
experience.
pineapple ever. Oh, but I ate it the next day. The pineapple that I stole. I'm
Wait,
still not allowed at that bar, but it was the most delicious.
So you had the pineapple in your you
in
brought
my
it
house. There was 3 things in that house. Me, a mattress, and a pineapple.
Yeah, you get kicked out of bars often.
Home? You get kicked out of
No, no.
I've gotten kicked out
Twice,
of a bar
3 times.
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could easily see Carl getting kicked out of
just
a
a
bar.
couple times though.
Because when you drink, you get assertive sometimes.
That's false.
So if
Is that
anything
a nice
happens,
word for something else?
no, he's not bad.
Okay.
He's
I'm
not.
not
It's
horrible.
literally exactly like I said it. It's not worse than that. Let me give you an example.
no.
Do it. Say
We're
it.
at Korean barbecue or something, and they're all drinking, and this guy washes a table next to us, right? Because they want to go home, even though
Right.
it's nowhere near when they're leaving. But he's like
Okay.
spraying the table down and cleaning it, and we can like smell the chemicals a little bit.
Yeah.
And Princess was like, what was she saying? She's like, she just said like one thing. She's like, damn, it's kind of strong. And then our waiter came over, and Carl was like, excuse me.
Oh no,
Do you remember better, Malcolm? Because
Carl, more like Karen.
Carl just goes, yeah, I don't really like you're cleaning the tables, we're eating, like
that's
and, like
crazy.
it's hurting
That's
our eyes.
crazy.
He's like, it's kind of crazy, right? And he's like, you don't see nothing wrong with that?
Oh
yeah,
my
that's what he
God.
said.
And the
He's
guy's
like,
just like,
I would
and then,
decease.
and then Carl goes, look at her. And Princess is like, it's Carl, it's fine. But, and her eyes are watering. She's like, it's fine. He's like,
I was
just don't do that
I
next
don't
time.
mess with
Yeah,
wait
yeah,
staff.
yeah. He goes, just don't do that next
Well,
time.
because halfway
All right?
through, I started to feel bad. I worked in the. I feel like a lot of other people, I worked in the food.
I know,
service
but you
industry.
do that every time though. When you get assertive with someone, and it escalates, but then it de-escalates, you could tell that Carl starts feeling bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every time.
A waiter or waitress could come up and spit in my food, and I'd be like, "It's fine. They probably had a tough day."
Yeah.
I'm
I used-
never gonna speak up
I
to them.
really
ever.
used to be like that.
Okay.
And then like,
It's just
I
the alcohol,
don't know.
dude. It's just the alcohol. You don't do that
I
usually.
mean, I guess
Oh, maybe a little bit.
Wait,
you
what
become
happens?
a criminal.
You're
I
a
just get a
criminal?
little wild.
That explains the
I'll
pineapple.
have a couple beers, right? A couple 2 tree.
You're drinking water, right?
Yeah, it's water. We're fine. I drove up here. No. Drunk me is another creature. It's an
Okay.
interesting critter for
Isn't
sure.
it interesting what it does to a person?
Yeah. I just want to run around. Like
With
on
pineapples.
Halloween, I woke up. On Halloween, I did drink too much, and this one tucked me in. Again, my ride or die. Apparently, all this
I
stuff.
feel like Haley's the mom. Of the
Yes, thank God. No,
She
No.
also
No,
yeeted
you
me off the
need-
back of a pit bike once,
Okay.
and almost broke my ankle.
you need
so,
a
like,
responsible-ish friend like that.
Yeah.
We like bond in that it's never both of us going crazy. It's one or the other, and we'll like take care of each other for sure.
Oh, good.
This is my partner in crime. I
Yeah,
steal
partner
her
in
from
crime.
Hop all the time to do my crime with
When was
me.
the time you dressed as a 6-foot cone?
I was a traffic cone, so I thought this would be the best Halloween costume, and it was last
car
year.
hit you?
Sounds pretty good.
Was this the car that hit you?
I would. That's a great idea.
Fuck,
No, but
okay, thank
I was
God.
just like running around the pits, acting a fool. Like I would find a crushed cone and be like, "No, my son," and like, right. And I'm walking up to guys in the bar and being like, "Hey,
Oh,
you,
my
you-
son.
and only my face is out. I'm like, "Hey, you want some proximity?" Like, no takers, no takers. Isn't that spooky? I'm strange. I
Holy-
get it. I'm
holy
a weird
crap.
guy.
Where? Hold on, the crowd.
Yeah.
Where? You gotta put
English
us there.
town.
Oh, where you're at Sneaky
English
Pete's?
town, yes. And everyone is like, "What
Imagine
is
just a
wrong with you?"
cone
I was
running
just
around
picturing
picking
like
up
if I was
cones.
in the middle of
Sprinting.
Hoboken.
Understand?
Give her the mic.
You're literally at the bar hanging out, and someone goes, "Yo, have you seen Sara?" I'm like, "No." Next thing you know, you just see her sprinting. And I'm like, "Fuck, gotta go get her." And then you like finally catch up to her, and she's stuck on a fence trying to.
It's
hop
'cause
it.
I was trying to
She's
hop the
dangling-
fence.
She's dangling off the fence by her costume.
Okay, so you're just fucking crazy.
I was trying to hop the fence, and my friend. Okay, I use the term "friend" really loosely because they were like, "Ha, Sarah's on a fence," and pushed me, and the costume got stuck, and I kind of just like, I'm just dangling there. No one's helping me. Everyone's just laughing. It's fine. It was funny,
So you're a little crazy.
a little bit. I like to have fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm the opposite.
No,
Okay.
he has fun.
So-
I'm boring.
He's the guy pushing you into the
yes.
fence.
That
No,
would-
you
yeah.
are low key fun. I'm high key. It's
Yes.
in your face. You're like sneaky fun with your granola. But when I was younger, I was so lame. Seriously. So I'm doing all my fun now. Like I didn't drink in high school. I barely drank in college. Like end of college years. And then
Wait,
when I got
what?
into drifting,
That is
I know,
not
dude.
what I
was
thought you
like,
were going to
my
say.
GPA is not doing good. And it's because I have like violent ADHD, not because I was stupid. I was like, if I just study harder. No, literally no. Yeah.
I
I have
You guys are the
weapons
same
grade
person, dude.
ADHD.
This is how I passed college.
Weapons grade.
I would register for the same classes my one smarter roommate had.
Flawless.
And you're with the idea?
Yes.
See? And then we both passed. We
Yeah.
both got the same grades. Kind of crazy how that happened.
yeah. Spooky.
And that's that. I did a lot of the drinking in college. After college, I kind of...
Dude, after
Sorry.
college, that's when I started to really build a car. I had always had 240s, but that's when I really started building them. And it's like then you get like the garage nights, the beers, the partying at Club Loose back in the day when they used to swing from the chandelier. Like that really kicked off my partying.
Fuck, what was that?
Spitting fire.
See, so
Dude,
when-
it was
it was sick.
it was like 3 a.m. They had to cut the power to Sneaky Pete's. Remember
That's what
that
I
year?
wish I
Yeah.
experienced.
Okay. It
God
was-
damn it.
Bananas.
Sick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, the lights would go out all at the same time.
At 3 o'clock in the morning because we us drunk idiots were supposed to be not in the bar still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
No, remember?
They don't even have the chandelier anymore. They don't have the box in the middle.
They don't have the noose anymore.
Almost
Bring
nobody.
that noose back.
You were
Kisses on
there
the bar.
this year, remember? I was ready. I was starting to drink. I was fucking like
Yeah,
Some of
there-
they
there
still
was-
get crazy,
Yeah.
but just not like the level of like nutty it used to be. Back.
Jake is the
Sweet
savior
little
of Club
baby.
Loose right now.
Yeah.
He's like the best part of like for the
Okay,
young
I
guys.
thought you were about to talk. I was like,
the young guys.
better
He's the
not.
craziest motherfucker. Like,
100% because he's
yeah.
like 14 years old. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. He's like what, 22,
is he 21?
21, 10, like a full 11 years younger.
I just
than
like
us,
that
dude.
every time you see him, he has this face on. It's always like this. I'm like,
kinda
hey, I'm
is.
like,
Yeah.
hey, Jake,
That's for the bit for sure. Like
I'm
he
like,
just loves to do that.
what's up? Like immediately, I
And he
start
always
laughing.
has a questionable shirt on,
Yes.
like some weird.
Hot mom,
Yeah.
boner donor.
Boner. What's the other one? There's another one. that's
Don't bully me, I'll come.
That one.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yes, my favorite. Too.
There's a girl version of that that's like, don't be mean to me, I'm into it.
It
And,
should.
I'm like hovering with it in my cart, like.
It should be. Don't be mean to me. I'll squirt on you. That would
Oh,
be way
yikes.
funnier.
Okay, well,
You should make
No?
a shirt, maybe. I
I feel
guess
like that would be
What the
weirder.
fuck is up with
it
you
would be way
lately,
weirder.
dude?
I like this. He's trying to offset the granola comments for sure.
No, it would be
He's like,
weird.
"No,
He's
Cool.
trying to be cool.
I don't
Don't
even
bully
like
me.
hiking.
I'll come. That's come on. That-
He's trying to be cool, man.
all right, Carl. You know what? You take the rest of the podcast.
Maybe instead of, you know what?
You
No.
come up with a shirt. Here, let's. Come on.
Maybe don't
Yeah.
bully me.
Give me a Jake
Bullying
Parrish
is
shirt.
What are you into?
IS
Like,
300s.
Okay. Don't be an IS300 ever,
Don't
dude.
bully me. I'll rot
I should
apart.
have known from the what's perfect comment, and I didn't even get perfect out of my mouth. And you're like IS300.
Yeah.
That was a wrong answer. What I should have said was 2004 Toyota Sequoia.
I knew that. Yeah, that's
Unreal.
usually what he says.
That was my name
so
on
specific.
a Assetto Corsa for the longest time. And then they changed. I
specific,
changed
dude.
it to Faction Carl because I wanted Palmer and them to know that I was in the lobby. And then you know what happened? I drove like shit. I had to get off.
Dude,
I was
change
like,
it
I'm
back.
embarrassed.
Put your Sequoia name back on. It was bad luck.
Carl just wants to be friends with Palmer, so he changes his name. We're saying some crazy shit in this fucking
Yeah, you
podcast
sure-
tonight.
you sure
I'm
you guys
into
wanna
this
post
podcast.
this?
I didn't say shit.
This
You're
is the best
fucking off there
podcast.
popping off. You forgot to take a Xanax this morning.
I'm trying to think of what else crazy shit I could say before this ends.
I don't know.
We haven't
think
even
of
gotten to the
What were the
question.
comments like? Because again, everyone really
wanna get
likes
into
to
that
bully
right
me.
now? 'Cause
We
we
don't have
can.
to get into it, but I'm just
No,
curious
our-
if there's like
our-
some
our
real
chat-
derogatory
chat-
shit in there.
Chat, I want to praise you guys because our chat is actually really, really, really informative sometimes.
Tell me the shittiest comment right now. Tell me the meanest one.
we really don't have
Oh,
assholes.
are they only supportive?
Yeah, it's
They're
weird.
great. I fucking love our gang. We
But
got-
I'll look for one for you.
Okay.
See.
Someone called me a sloppy mechanic.
Did someone?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
there's
so
one.
sloppy, dude. Let me think of the stupidest thing I ever did, and I'm gonna share it with you.
Oh wait, what we got?
My
We got-
drive shaft was zip tied in for like 2 full days.
What the fuck did you just say?
I swear to God, it was like 20 zip
I
ties.
get
but it was in
nervous
there.
that I don't put
How
the
would that
little
even work?
washer back.
Instead of where the bolts go through, I just had to move the car from
You're
like one spot to
insane
another.
for that. Oh my
Okay.
god!
And I just zipped.
So you
tied
just
them
had to
in there.
move it.
I had to move it. I didn't drift with it like that. I'm not insane, but I had to move it around, and
Oh.
I was just like, didn't feel like getting bolts out, so I was like 20 zip ties.
You
it is,
might
dude.
be insane, but that was a cool idea.
yeah.
Thanks.
It wasn't that bad.
Still, maybe if I see you in the pit, I'll be like, "Hey, Sara, you doing nut and bolt check today?
Oh
Make sure
yeah,
to do that."
definitely bully me about that.
Oh, BMW dude said no. Sloppy mechanics is a great thing. If you
Oh.
know, you know.
That's a compliment. Wait, okay, it's slops. It's fellow slops. All right, look at me not understanding
What the fuck
reference.
is a slop aside from a sandwich?
No, it's like oh my god, this
Sloppy
is a deep
Joe?
cut. I think it was a BMW guy, get in the chat right now and help me out here. It was like a forum or whatever, and they would share like sloppy hacks, like not necessarily the right way to fix something, but like a way that worked.
I'm with that.
Yeah,
I'm totally
for
with
sure.
that. Like cutting a hole out of your spare tire well.
Twitch Drift just said more girl episodes, please, or something like that.
What
Yay.
I
agree.
wanted to ask too, like, be
We wanna
completely fully
Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
transparent.
Wait, what's the
What's it
elephant
like-
in the room? Carl?
Going into drifting as a girl.
Okay, so I actually did.
If I had to guess, it's shitty. I'm
if
sorry.
there's one
Right off the
subject
rip.
I wanted to talk about, I was like, let's talk about this because it's interesting and probably the one thing I can lend to this. I actually got in I don't want to say argument, but a discussion with someone on the internet about whether or not all girls events are exclusive, like excluding men, and we're hypocrites. And I said,
I hope so.
I said no. So like, if you know me,
Whack.
I will die on this hill that anything a dude can do, a chick can do. Literally, and some people like of those certain type will be like, well, men are biologically stronger. Do you want to know how big pry bars I own? Do you want to know how leverage works? Like,
Well,
I'll
you
figure
find
it out.
yeah,
dude.
you find
I'll
a
figure it
different
out.
way.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
for me, motorsports is like the great equalizer, and I never want to see like men and women split. However, in my opinion, all girls events, like it is super intimidating as a chick. Like if we talk about in the Stone Age when I first got into this, it's super intimidating. Like rolling up, I still have imposter syndrome
bet,
that I
yeah.
don't know enough. I'm like, oh, they're gonna find out I don't, but I know stuff. So
I kind of feel the same way, to be honest with you.
I think everyone's got it. Okay, so good. It's good to talk about.
Sometimes you roll up to an event, you're like, should I even be here?
Yeah, me too. I'm like, oh my god, everyone's gonna know I'm such a poser.
I guess, yeah.
So I would love to see more women in motorsports. We're never going to get better pro drivers unless we get better grassroots drivers. It trickles up or whatever. So having an all girls event is just a one day where girls can come get a ton of seat time, and it's only other chicks there, so you feel less like
It's a
there's
little bit
eyes
of
on
a
you.
safe space event.
I know, and I hate that concept. but
that's
like,
fine.
Yeah.
well, because
And then they can go do other ones.
Right. And the dude was like dying on the hill of like, well, how would you feel if guys didn't allow women?
It sounds like he really wants to go to a girls' event.
That's what I said. I was like, dude, if you want to come as a photographer, as a fan, as like come in and coach people, like get on grid, run grid, like get involved. I'm totally like pro. Everyone get involved. But I was saying it's akin to, in my opinion, a private day. Like you wouldn't get tight if like we had a private day.
This is what I would say. It's a girls' event. The end.
that's
Like,
a good way.
fuck that
well,
guy.
I was trying to like, I was like, if we all love drifting at the end of the day, we're all the same person,
Yeah.
whether we're a chick or dude or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Like
It's
here, why doesn't
advancing
he
the
make a
sport.
boys' day?
I guess he was trying to say like, if I made a boys' day, I would get in so much trouble. Like I would get canceled.
well, I feel like
right.
It's in my opinion, it's a private track day. You rent the track. You can have a boys' bikini day if
Yeah.
you really want to.
Yeah.
they do that.
Like get down in your
They do
skivvies
that.
if you want.
They do that.
That's the girls' event, right? That was the.
Yeah, they do the boys' car wash, and it's
Yeah.
like they really try hard.
I
They
saw
do.
Frankie Beans there.
But
That's
Got me-
probably the
got
one
me
day.
excited.
That's probably the one day I wouldn't want to see Frankie Beans. Probably.
I would definitely.
there's a lot of dude and not a lot of fabric, and they soap them up as well. And it's not my speed, but I do love to heckle. So I'll just be like, yeah, and, like say a bunch of inappropriate shit because
Yeah.
equality and all. But
Yeah, I don't think you gotta worry about those people.
Yeah,
those people
but
sound
what
like
I,
assholes.
but going back to the whole like girl only drift day, I do. I'm for that because you are right, and it is kind of weird to think of it as like a safe space
Dude, I'm
but,
for
like,
anything.
it's
I'm
just
for,
for
like-
whatever.
girls who aren't like as strong-willed or like what or like feel that confident where they want to
They
go to
should
like
have
a
a-
full-blown drift event.
They should have a
Totally.
guy
Why not?
event for them because there's plenty of dudes that don't want to go to Club Loose because
yeah,
they're.
well, and it's not just Club Blue says
You
I
talking
love
about
them.
like a beginner day.
We can.
Do you
it's
know what I
like
mean?
A clinic.
Like,
And we can talk shit on Club Loose and how they act. But I love them at the end of the day. That's where I started drifting.
We
I ride or die
absolutely
for
love
them.
Club Loose.
But it's like it's their style. Their style is very
Yeah.
rough around the edges, and
and we
that's all.
support it.
Just
but
have a thick
I feel like
skin
it
if you're
made me
gonna go
better.
there.
Yeah.
It made me tougher.
Yes, it did.
I go
But I'm
to
saying-
different places and I'm like really not affected by a lot of other things because I know how it should operate.
But you were saying like you were using an example of like, well, some girls don't feel comfortable going to an event with a bunch of dudes and they feel a little out of place.
Because as much as you want to say they're not, it's like everyone is like, whoa, there's a girl here.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. You would be surprised how many dudes there are that are scared to go to Club Loose because they're gonna yell at me. Like
Yeah.
they should have their own little event too.
Everyone
I'm gonna
puts on
change who's running the event.
It's just annoying, dude. Let people
rent
do
a
what they wanna
different
do.
track. Everyone put on bunny slippers, and we're all just gonna have hot cocoa and like just
Yeah.
be sweet to
hold
each
on,
other.
hold on. You're gonna entice Frankie too much. That's
Hot chocolate right now.
yeah,
so
I
it's-
knew it.
Slaps.
There you go.
You ever had Starbucks hot chocolate?
Of course.
Dude,
You
I
ever
tried.
put whiskey in it?
I don't drink.
Oh,
He's
my
never
bad.
drank.
My biscuit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
just me then. I'll be the DJ.
Sober Kid Rock is crazy.
don't laugh at that.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You can't laugh at that.
No, so I don't know. I'm just pro like everyone learning, expanding the sport. Whatever happens to expand the sport of drifting, I will die on that hill. Like,
Girl events are sick. Can we get more? Can you get girls on this podcast? We need to talk to. We
you
need to
guys should
interview.
talk to the Drift Kitchen girls. Who
Drift
else?
Kitchen. Yeah.
Oh, dude, Cerise is like
Who the hell is
me,
that?
but way cooler.
You're pretty cool. I don't.
No, Cerise.
He announces grid lives.
She-
and
she-
drives an E40.
She's also an announcer.
Well, she does.
The interview.
She does more like
Oh.
street interview style, and she is so good at it. So like a dream team, if I could make in my head, would be like me in the booth, Cerise in the pits, like getting the interviews. She's interviewed
Gotta have her
T-Pain.
on.
She is so cool.
She's interviewed
Cerise.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, literally,
really?
I'm so jealous of her. I'm her biggest
She got
fan.
Flown out to the X Games to.
That's sick.
Cerise
X Games
is
would be sick.
Killing
What
it.
the fuck?
And
Now we're talking.
She
Big
shreds
shit.
an E36. She's like a really good driver.
That's sick too.
That's gonna be you one day.
One day when I stop overbuilding my car.
Sorry.
Running around with pineapples.
She also announces Adam LZ's events too.
Adam LZ's
Dude,
events.
she does she's not in the booth. She does the driver, which I
You
think is
should do
harder.
the Adam LZ event when it's in Jersey,
Yeah, I mean,
or she does like all of them.
All of them.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, all the ones that are U.S. and Canada.
Whatever. That's
And
the
they
dream,
have-
dream team right there at
yeah.
E-Town.
Well, I mean, they would love to be in the booth. I don't know who they have in the booth for Adam LZ's events. The drift games. I feel like me and him would be real good as announcers too. But
yeah.
yeah, let me know. Anybody that wants me to announce their stuff, give me a call. But yeah, no, so I like the more chicks we can have in this, I will be happy when it's just 50-50 and it's not weird that it's like, oh, a girl's working on a car.
I would like to say it's really not that weird anymore
No.
when a girl's drifting.
Definitely not.
I feel like it's getting much better.
Oh yeah, dude, it's way different.
I don't
now.
want to talk for like the entirety of the drift community because like you still got a seed in there, bad seed in there from time to time, you know?
Yeah, but
Sure.
like it's like say if we went to Club Loose and we saw a girl like setting up her car and stuff, I don't even think I would.
I
look
wouldn't even
twice.
bat
I'd
an
be
eye.
like,
I would be like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
This is normal.
there's girls in comp now. Like people are just
Yeah.
shredding. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
I do
grassroots
remember
comp.
when it was new though. Like
yeah,
Drift Kitchen was like the first kind of event
all
around
girls
here.
event. Yeah.
Yeah,
I always thought that the name was.
I kind of love the name.
I think they were trying to like take it back because I made
like a joke.
I made a TikTok about this, guys. It's like that's their biggest insult. It's like go back to the kitchen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
That's,
and like
that's why I
jokes
was
on
like,
you,
huh.
I'll burn water. So I'll stick to my slop. No, I'm a decent cook, but like, you know, whatever.
I can't bake for
Go back
shit,
to the
though.
kitchen. What, the drift kitchen?
Yeah, literally, that was the best name
Right?
ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna wear my drift kitchen shirt, but I wore it.
You wore the best Club
it's
Loose
not
shirt
my,
there.
It's not my boyfriend's car.
That's a Flipsco
Is it?
shirt.
Oh,
I don't know who makes this, but it's just like, oh,
there was a Club Loose
I
shirt
thought
once
it was
upon
a
a time
Flipsco shirt.
that looked something like that, and it said
oh, you're right.
something like "My boyfriend doesn't drift" or something.
Yes, that's
And it was
what
a girl
said.
crying or a girl
Yeah.
crying. Yeah.
What?
Because I was gonna do that shirt, and then I found out that they did it back in the day. I was
Yeah,
like, fuck.
I love it though because it's like so that's everyone's number one question. Like I'll be at Wawa just trying to put gas in my car, and they're like, oh, "Is that your boyfriend's car?" And it's
no
just
way
me-
people
me-
legitimately
Yes,
Yes,
like,
they
walk
do.
up to you and
Me,
ask
pink
that.
gas cans alone in my truck, and I'm just looking for. I don't even have a boyfriend, dude. What the fuck? And if I did, he'd probably build this car a little better looking.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Yikes,
I feel-
KBD.
yeah, he might not pick KBD, this mythological guy. And I love that. I'm like, you know, if the guy that built this car would just show up and help me work on it, like, Jesus Christ. Jesus
I just feel like
Christ.
I'm picturing if I was ever to do that, how I would feel as a person. I don't really know
It
if I
used
would be
to-
like, I
What,
would
like
be
you
weird.
walk up to a girl and be like,
Is that your boyfriend's car?
boyfriend's
So
Yeah, I feel like I just wasn't raised that way. I also have a sister who's very,
Right.
very strong-willed. So like,
I'll say
I
this.
feel like my sister would beat that dude's ass probably, or
Yeah.
at least bitch enough about it on the internet. It's crazy.
It used to bother me more when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I realized 99% of it is just ignorance. They've just never seen that before, and so it's a little weird to them. So it's like me snapping at them is not the right reaction. So I just kind of laugh it off and like I'll sit there and talk to them and just educate about my car, and eventually they're like, "Wow, this is for real." But I do get when I was on American Trucks, I used to get the occasional really shitty YouTube comment.
"Oh yeah, I can
And
see
dude,
that."
they let me clap back at a couple.
Really?
Yeah. So one dude, I'm like visibly dripping sweat doing a lift kit for an F-150, and I'm like, get to the point where you like, so some kits it's easier to just pull the whole.
They really
knuckle.
made you do the whole fucking install.
The entire. It was started out only having to do one side, and then it became we're doing the whole thing. And I
What
got
is
to put it back
what is
together.
this job?
Dude? Well, if we get in some weird apocalyptic situation where like, quick, someone lift this F-150, dude, I'm there.
Yeah,
Call
I mean
me
that's
up.
good for you, but
I
like.
know the person for the job.
I'll just black out.
Like when we would do any install videos, I used to have my friend Dustin come here and like
Yeah.
explain it. He never fucking turned one wrench.
Unreal.
We were like doing everything, and then he would explain it.
Did his boyfriend do it for him?
Yes, it was me.
Well, so the dude, I'm in this video, dripping sweat. Like, obviously, I'm working. My face was kind of cranky because I'm like so hot and sweaty. And the dude comments, and he's like, "You should really give the mechanic credit for doing this install because like she's trying really hard, but like we know a mechanic helped her." And dude, I was so tight about that comment.
That's what I would have been thinking, but not saying. On
Well,
YouTube.
what I said was I was like, well, you know, the video is edited down. This is probably a 4-hour install, but if you have the tools and the know-how, anyone can do it.
That was way too nice.
That was
I know it was so nice,
way
but,
perfect.
That's
but
you clapping back?
behind me in the camera, I was like, "Fuck you."
would've-
But
That's like
seriously,
saying like as per my last email.
yeah. Just know if I ever hit you with like some real corporate shit, I'm like fuming behind it.
If you ever get that from her, as per my last email,
Yeah.
then you know that. it's-
Actually, if you
Yeah.
have the right tools, anyone can do this. But what I realized was like he just was telling on himself. So it's like imagine going to a YouTube comment section and telling people you don't know how to do like a pretty simple install.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
That's exactly
Like,
what
what are you
embarrassing.
doing on this video,
Yeah.
Yeah.
bub?
Weird, like you can't do this. Wow, gross. So now I have that attitude about it. It's like
That's
whatever.
amazing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys these days that can't change tires.
Hold on.
Yes.
No, have you done this?
Do you want to hear this story? Okay.
Let's hear it.
So
You pulled over on the side of the road.
I-
You want
Help
help?
the poor soul.
I've been single for a little bit, and I decided to go on a date. And my friends are like, "Your problem is you only date car guys." I'm like, what are we gonna talk about? We're gonna be sitting at the dinner table. and
You're
we're just
not the
gonna-
only
So the
girl
weather
that has said this to me.
is
That's into
weathery?
cars.
Okay, so it's tough because it's like, no joke, I know I'm a psycho. I eat, sleep, and breathe this. It's my day job. It's my hobby. Like, I don't do anything else. I get it. So I was like, oh, let me just go on it. Someone's like, I have a great guy for you, but he's not into cars. I was like, let's Sarah, just have an open mind. Stop being an asshole. So I go out with this guy. Long story short, we're at a barbecue, like a grouped thing. And I'm like, he's not into me. Total Chad. And that's totally fine. That's just his style. And mine is very different. And I'm about to leave. I'm like, hey guys, bye. And he's like, wait, like, let me take you out to dinner tomorrow night. And I'm like, all right. And I'm at a barbecue, so I'm in like jeans and a t-shirt, kind of dressed how I am now. And he takes his sunglasses off and he's like, dress nice. And that should have been the first red flag, right? But I'm colorblind, baby. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, give it a chance, Sarah. This is what dating regular guys is like. So I'm like, oh, now we're looking nice, right? So like I looked good. I had a red dress on. I looked like I was
Took
gonna
the dress out of the
step on
fucking
your
cobwebs.
throat. Yeah, out of the
Yep,
cobwebs,
dusted it off.
I looked like I was gonna step on your throat and do your taxes, dude. It was weird. It was a good outfit. We go to some regular ass Italian restaurant, but that's okay. I'll be overdressed.
Olive
I'll
Garden?
be overdressed. It wasn't Olive Garden. It was just some.
If
like,
it was
they're-
Olive Garden,
they're
you
getting
should not
like
even show up.
they're getting pizzas to go, dude. I don't care. I don't really care about that shit. But people are getting pizzas to go. Like I'm very overdressed. So he's on his phone the whole night, right? And I'm like, this dude doesn't like me. It is what it is. So then at the end of the night, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna leave. So I met there. I don't like people know.
You were
where
in a
I
group
live.
or just him?
Nope, just him and I at dinner.
It was a date.
We
Frankie.
met there. It was
he's
an
on his
actual
phone.
date. He was on his phone, like texting. So, but then he's like, "Oh, my friends are at Topgolf. They want us to go." And I've been in like, I've been in a weird. Okay, this is like such a rabbit hole. I've been in a
Sorry.
weird like say yes to everything.
Why would he
That's a
do
good
So I was
mentality.
like, fuck it, let's go to Topgolf. Like I'm at Topgolf
What could go
barefoot
wrong?
in a red dress, just trying to hit dingers. I can barely swing a golf club. I don't know what I'm doing. And he's like, your form is, and I'm like, shut up. I already know this date. Like we're not compatible. But we took.
But I want to just swing at these
Right,
balls
I'm,
really
I'm
quick.
already here. I've had a few beers now. I'm having a good time. So we took his car to Topgolf because I was like, you're probably not a serial killer. So we go to drive home back to get my truck from the Italian restaurant. We're on 95. No one's speaking because it's gotten weird ever since I told him to shut up at Topgolf. And I just hear whop, bop, 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 bop. And I'm like, no fucking way. Don't do this.
No.
And I look over at him and I'm like, bro, you got a flat for sure.
Did he not even know
And
what was going on?
He looks at me in the windows to my soul and goes, what are we going to do about it? My brother in Christ, in a red backless dress. What do you mean? What do you mean? And he's like, I've never changed a tire before. And I'm like cursing my friend. I'm like, I swear to God. I swear to you better come at me with a pro license or I'm not even going to text you back after this shit. Like, I
He
swear to
doesn't
God.
know how
This
to
is like
change
a
the
setup.
tire.
I know. And okay, I don't want to
Tell
be
me
mean.
you did it. That'd be the fucking
Took the
icing
shoes
on
back
the cake.
off. And I'm like, where's your jack? My what? Where's your spare tire? My what? And I'm like, you know what? Give me your dad's phone number right the fuck now. Give me the man of your family, and I'm gonna slap him upside
Who
the face.
fucking raised you?
Who raised you?
Who raised you?
Give me his
So
phone
I'm like, fuck it. Like at first I was like, maybe this will be a teaching experience, and then I'm just anger changing this tire like as quickly as I can to be done with
In
this.
the dress.
In a dress on the side of 95.
and you're
dude.
angry.
I'm
There's a
mad.
He's
meme
angry.
about
This
you.
is a life skill.
Somebody-
This is a life skill.
Somebody
I'm
got
like,
a photo of that
How
somewhere.
did I play myself this hard? And
Bro,
like,
that would be the best
Somebody
meme
did,
ever.
bro.
I was so
Somebody
angry.
did.
I just blocked him from his own passenger seat. I hope he's doing okay.
You should after you
I
were
won't
done
say his
changing,
real
you should
name.
have gotten the driver's seat.
I
and
literally,
get
yeah.
in.
Come on, Daddy's driving.
Yeah.
Passenger princess's ass, straight up. Yeah, it's okay.
So you changed the tire and you
changed the
guys
tire.
went on your way.
I went on.
The best part of
he
this
could be
entire
dead, I have no
story
idea.
was when you said he looked at you and went,
Said we.
"What are we gonna do?"
What are we gonna do about it? I'm like, first of all, I split dinner
I'm
with
just
you, so I need some
embarrassed.
Venmo, dude.
Are
I
you
don't
not
like.
embarrassed for this dude? Like I
Yes.
feel embarrassed.
I'm not embarrassed
So, like,
for him. He's a
straight
fucking
embarrassed.
loser.
You're a girl. You're in the car industry. How do you date a guy that can't change his own tire?
No,
it's
you
a
don't.
life skill.
That
Okay.
was your. That was the.
So we have some requirements. One of them, you gotta change a tire. You gotta
I-
at least try.
I
Number
know some
two,
Chad
bed frame.
dudes. They could do that.
Wait, what?
A lot of dudes don't have a bed frame. You'd be surprised how many of the population that just
Oh, just mattress on the ground.
mattress on the ground, dude.
I really think that's awesome.
I
but
won't
I
put
do
their
have a bed
their
frame.
dirty laundry out on the internet, but there are some mattress on the ground people out
Oh, there's
there.
a lot of them. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
No shot.
I'm like-
Well, you ever seen the photo where it's like guys are totally okay living like this, and it's
I
a
know,
mattress
like
with nothing in the
a
room?
camping
and a
chair.
TV.
Yeah, TV and just a mattress.
That was probably one of the first things.
Like you'd have to have a pretty sweet car for me to overlook that. I'm totally joking. I'm totally
No, but I was
joking.
saying before we started this, I know another girl. She says the same thing. I was like, why don't you just like date someone who's not into cars? She's like, what are you fucking crazy?
Yeah,
I'm
easier
like,
said than done.
okay.
I hope you enjoyed changing a tire on the side of 95.
Yeah.
Thank God it was the summer.
I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense.
What would we talk about?
I stopped that when a guy asked me to teach him to drive stick. I was like,
He asked you to teach him how to drive stick.
It's
That's
like
probably the worst pickup line ever.
Yeah, well,
Damn it,
that's a
Brian.
good
No, I'm just
like
kidding.
this is the final red flag, and that one was a good like if that night was going totally fine and then that happened, it was done.
And don't get me wrong, I'm a ride or die. Like if I've pit crewed for boyfriends before, I've done a diff with him with like 20 minutes before his event. Like I will put down for, but like I know he would do the same for me. Or
Yeah.
in this hypothetical situation where there's a car guy involved, I know that they would,
Yeah. Wow.
I'd be scared.
You know
to-
what? I'm gonna bring this back around to guy. I mean, I haven't been with a car girl. I've been
That's
with
what I
like,
was
a
about to
girl that's in the
say.
scene. You know what I mean? It's different,
it's
right?
easier for guys because you guys can have like a biggest fan. If they're not really into cars, they can just come around and like enjoy the track and like, sell
Yeah.
your shirts, like be stoked about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
like-
to like,
support you.
not to do
Like
gender
they
norms.
could maybe turn a wrench, but like not like you. Like that's different. So, from my experiences,
Not like you though.
I'm just
Sarah.
like my life choices right now are running through my brain.
no, you obviously know how to
I
work on
know.
a car.
And it's not.
So-
it's just because I love doing it.
No, it's fine.
It's not like there's no agenda.
But like, my mentality now is like, if they know what a 240SX is, run. Like that's literally what my mentality is now.
Can I put that on a shirt?
Yes.
Okay.
Like that's literally what it is. And I tell my
They
friend,
should
I'm
run.
like, what? They know what a 240? Are you crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but that's
I'm
the thing is,
reddest
wouldn't
flag.
that be sick? Like if you could
no,
just talk
dude.
about
with
that shit
my
all the time?
experiences. No, it would
On
not be sick.
paper.
But
On
for
paper.
me, yeah, on
Were they
paper.
going after like stance girls?
I guess they were.
Like the stance girls in the scene when HO was at its peak.
Yeah, it was not drift. Like they did not drift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hate the car girl, car guy name anyway. I'm an enthusiast. This is literally my career, my profession.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I think a lot of girls will relate to that.
And what I think is more girls would be into it if we just like you can do it if you want. If we just said that to them, hey, you can do whatever. You can be into cars. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I feel like in what I prefer is if that person isn't fully into it so that we still have our own hobbies and we can still grow
That's
as people.
me. Yeah. Like I want
Yeah.
our own hobby, and she better have a fucking hobby. That's the other
That's
thing I
the
learned.
fucking problem is that I feel like a lot of people don't have hobbies and then I'm like, okay, so you
And then-
drink
then-
and you
and
go
then
out.
you're
What
the
else
hobby.
do you do?
not just women, men too. It's like they
Yeah.
just don't do anything. And I'm like, what do you do with all of your time? So you're telling me you just like
Yeah. And
sit there, just raw dog your reality. You don't have to do something 24/7.
these are the best. fucking-
Spooky.
I don't know, dude.
You got the best
Like,
terminology for
Yeah,
this shit.
seriously. But
But-
I don't know. Like if I take, I always, this is the test. If I take that away, like, and you have nothing else, then I just straight up just start to lose interest. I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah.
this can only go so far.
Yeah, dude.
That definitely made me super gun shy, so I'm just not really doing anything. I'm just
Yeah.
working on my car. And like I talk
That's
to
me.
myself sometimes in my house.
Yeah.
Eat cheese at 3 a.m. No one's gonna tell
It
on
gets
me.
lonely. It gets lonely as fuck sometimes. I'm
I-
not gonna lie.
It
does.
do. That's why I bother her so much and her
That's why
poor
I call-
boyfriend.
Well,
Frankie, pick up the phone more often.
I'm
God damn
loving
it.
it. I will say
No,
that.
it's good.
I'm loving my life.
This has been the craziest year of my entire life. I'm so stoked. I would not have it any other way. I hope next year's even wilder.
Yeah.
I drove all the way out to Indiana, like bought my first like long distance trailering experience by myself. Drove like 3 new tracks this year. Drove down to Mid Pond by myself. Like it's just so.
You guys
sick.
are living a similar life right now.
We are, dude.
Yeah.
It is. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. It
I'm
is
like,
kind of weird.
Just 2 homies.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of weird.
It's
Similar
really
in a way,
freaky.
because you're doing the podcast thing and you're doing like the announcing thing, but you both
Yeah.
have full time jobs and you both travel.
I
to
get
the trip.
shunned on dates
Dude, it's
because I
weird.
say, I'm into cars.
Oh, and then they're like,
and then
"Ugh."
they're like, oh, it's your entire life.
Yeah.
I
And I'm
know.
like,
Well,
all right.
It's the same way. on the
Sorry,
other
I
hand.
have a
They're like,
passion.
what are you doing this weekend? And I'm like, well, let's see.
I wanted to watch the game with the boys.
Oh,
You
I
wanna
will
come
watch
by?
the game. I will watch the game.
You will watch
dude.
the game?
I love football.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you?
Because I was a cheerleader for a long time. I was a cheerleader in college.
Oh, birds here,
So,
birds.
like,
birds.
Did you
They-
throw people or were you getting thrown?
Both.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Frankie wants to try. That's why he's
Yeah,
getting.
can you
he's
throw
getting
me
at
You could
later?
that.
totally do it. It's
Okay.
all about like core control.
This can
Okay.
happen.
Yeah.
So you guys can
Nope,
throw me
nope,
later.
Nope,
We
nope,
need
I'm
3
vetoing
people.
it.
Malcolm.
You don't need 3 people.
That's good.
And then you're just gonna have to like really trust your bases.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But no, first you would get.
I just
like,
met you.
First you would get just lifted. We would just lift you. And
Okay.
Hold you there, and then be like, "Are you good?"
From my
And
Frankie's
feet,
face
like-
is
you'd be like,
terrified
"Oh,
right
okay."
now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
Yeah, and then we can even put you down on your feet.
You
too.
know, it would have been cool to be a cheerleader.
It was really sweet. I got to go to Montana State. That's where I cheered at.
How is Montana?
Amazing. I'm a snowboarder too, like hardcore. So
Sick.
I
Yeah.
loved it. It's 40 minutes from the campus.
So you
to
got
Big
better
Sky.
after the 3 years of learning.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm really good at snowboarding.
Sick.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I'm pretty
Frankie, you
good.
should snowboard. Wait.
I snowboarded once.
I don't do like park and that stuff.
I hit my head really hard.
Okay, that'll do it.
That was it.
That explains that.
Big mountain riding, super fun. Like backcountry stuff, like ton of powder.
It looks amazing.
It's phenomenal.
If you love hiking, like, oh,
Yeah, dude, and you can bring as much granola as you want. Like a Camelback in one side of you, and
Let's
like
go
a
to the
bunch
questions
of
now.
granola.
Let's go to the
It's
questions
probably
now.
all my friends bullying
I
me.
snowboard too. This is really weird because now after Frankie said that, I'm like, Sarah's me and girl form.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
that's-
weird, right?
Desk job, like
ADHD.
everybody has
Violent
ADHD.
ADHD.
Well,
Clinical
you don't
depression?
Have a desk job. Your,
No, I'm
job, your
kidding.
job's probably way cooler than mine.
Yes.
Yeah, questions. I know
Aside
how
from
to
the
do
LS.
this.
um,
Oh, the LS thing is weird. Yeah, you're right.
Who said the LS thing is weird?
Oh, that was me.
Oh.
I'm just trying to
Um,
find this.
I have the questions up here.
Dude, I'll get you to the bright side. One cam, dude.
You will
One
never
cam.
get me to that side, but I think I can get
Push
you to the
rod
SR.
V8.
I think
you
I can
might
get-
be.
I,
Able to.
I
Yep.
think it's kind of crazy that Ricardo's setting us off with the first question. Ricardo, what's up? Have you ever gotten the urge to yell, "Oh, doctor," while announcing?
What a
That's like-
great
Oh, that's the-
question. I think it's cool. I would love to yell something out. I don't want to steal anybody else's thing though. But like,
And
so
what
when
you,
I'm
what
wa-
did you say yours was? The yeehaw?
I said sometimes you yee and sometimes you haw. You know? So but that was when someone messes up. When Jared does it on the on
Oh,
FD,
doctor.
I'll like scream it in my living room. I love it. I love that.
You know what yours is? Oh boy.
Oh boy.
And he's got so many nicknames.
He
He's
does,
good.
yeah. So
mean,
I like to nickname parts of the track.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's we'll have
You
like,
could be that person though, because like
telling you.
Nürburgring has named corners. Like here
Yeah.
we go into Grindelwald or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Oh, I mine are stupider. So like the hairpin at Club Loose because it's right in front of the track. When they're doing the gamblers there, that's the people's corner. So like my whole thing is in the driver's meeting. I'm like, hey guys, listen, everyone can see you really well in certain parts of the tracks. Like, don't fuck up in these parts. Definitely don't fuck up in the people's corner. When I was announcing a different event, they were having a gambler, and they're like, "You better not mess up Outer Zone 4, or Sarah's gonna bully you." I was like, "Oh, they were thinking of me while I wasn't there." Like, it's so sweet. Yeah.
Daryl calls the kart track the casino now. ever
Nice,
since
okay.
that. So I like that. I guess that's.
You remember Night Moves?
Yes,
That shit was sick.
that shit was sick.
Yeah. Fuck,
Why
man.
don't they do that anymore?
The parking lot suck. Well, the parking lot for the
Oh,
cart
the
track
the
is not
cheese
the
grater?
same. You know what? Why am I giving them excuses? I don't know why they don't do it anymore. Probably because they just don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the Club Loose. I
Well,
mean,
we
they
can
didn't want to
do
do
it.
sleigh ride. You know,
We can
it's-
do
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
Who wants to be out there in the middle of December?
You're right. Don't put it in the schedule then, Haley.
Don't tease me.
No, but really, they probably just don't want to do night moves. I mean, it was a Wednesday night,
Fucking
6
Frankie
o'clock.
taking shots at Haley out of nowhere. Crazy.
Well, I
She can take
used to
it.
live like right down the street from the track, so there's a picture of me somewhere just like sitting on the fence where I wasn't supposed to be sitting on, just watching some drifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Night Moves was my first event. I think it was
Damn. Okay.
2010. I think
It's also a good song by Bob Seger.
it is a really good song.
Talking about the night.
So you gotta look at our crowd now. Who wants to leave their house on a Wednesday?
Me.
Me, so I'm not alone with my
Dude,
thoughts.
that
The
shit-
lonely boys do, dog.
Dude, that shit was sick. Like, you literally leave work. You're like, I gotta leave. They might let me leave like a half hour early or something.
Yeah.
And then you just drive down the track and everyone's there hanging out. And like,
Oh,
you got a
that's
few
so
hours
fun.
in and you grab dinner, go home.
Yeah.
That was the best.
That's pretty cool.
like,
Dude.
then they moved it to Friday night and it was like, that's cool.
It
but
became
it's
the
not
Friday
the
night drift
same.
party.
Yeah.
Night Move
Yeah.
sounds sick.
Because
Fuck.
Friday is more like you could do whatever you want. It's basically the weekend.
Yeah.
Wednesday was like, this
Weekend
is
junior.
bad. I'm not supposed to be doing this. You know what I mean? That's how it felt.
It felt cool because I know that a good chunk of the population was at home.
Exactly. Yeah. So and that's the
or
other
it
thing.
would have felt cool.
Seat
like,
time
'cause
would
I
be a
never
little bit
did it.
better too, because it's on a Wednesday night.
I moved 30 minutes away from Club Loose, and my idea was that I was going to be able to hit Friday night drift parties right after work, and I never went. I actually sold the 240. Don't do that, by the way.
I'm never selling.
I sold it because I thought that I needed to be more normal so that I could be happy like everyone else.
Bro, what
Shit
does
didn't work.
normal even mean?
Yeah. What is that? Why
Shit
did you
didn't
think
work.
It
that?
sounds boring.
It sounds boring as fuck. Don't.
sounds like
because
a-
then you end up spending your money on fucking drinks at the bar and like just eating out every day of the fucking week and
Your little beige life. What do you do? Just work and go home and then do what? Like spend time with your family?
And
dude?
watch
literally
the game.
watch
So
my other
lame.
friends drift, and I'm sitting there like, fuck,
Cook like a balanced dinner, dude, and like spend time with your loved ones. Ew.
ew.
That's just totally joking.
No, it's actually the story of my life, which is so super sad. Okay.
Anyway, can you please? We got another question. We're depressing the entire
Ja-
internet.
Jacob Jordan, what year was your Pathfinder? If it's a hard body Pathfinder, that's sick. I think the hard body.
95.
Oh,
So is that not
It was
the
a
hard-
1995. That thing was a ripper. My dad took it apart to do the. I hope my dad doesn't watch this. He took it apart to do the timing chain, and it's an interference motor.
Yep.
And he started it out of time, and he just
that was a wrap.
done. Yeah. So you know what's funny? Shout out to my dad for messing up a lot of stuff. That's how I learned a lot of things.
I mean,
That's one
him
way to
even
do-
working on shit probably.
So my grandpa was a race car driver. My parents met in his pit crew. Like I was destined for this.
Yeah, you were.
Kind of
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
And my dad walked so I could run. I definitely know more than him now. He'll call me up and be like, "Hey, have you tried doing this?" And I'm like, "Dad, have you ever driven on a track
Yeah.
ever in your life?" He'd be like, "You really need to bring some more speed." I'm like, "All right, you're right though."
No, but that's true. Like my dad will sometimes be here. Oh, he always comes here to annoy me because
Okay.
he's retired now. So he
Nice.
just comes here and sits in the corner and just watches. And then like he'll be like, "Yeah, maybe the timing might be a little." I'm like, "Dad,
Okay, Grandpa, let's get you to
I'll-
bed.
like,
You Ron Swanson him. I know more than you.
no, it's not that, but it's just like I'm like, oh my god, I really do know more because you always feel like you're never gonna know more than your dad. Like,
I feel like I don't know more than the general population, and then I walk in an auto zone. I'm like, "Hey, where's your water wetter?" And they laugh at me, and I'm like, "Jesus Christ,
yeah.
do I need to give you a part number right now?"
wet water?
Oh, it's already wet.
I got a
Isn't
lot
that-
of water wetter here if you need to take some home.
I mean, we got coolant in it now, everybody.
Yeah,
It's cold enough. We got coolant in the drift car now.
yeah. Well, we got red line coolant with water wetter now.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Are you living in 2035?
Yeah, and it's expensive too.
And you mean that I don't have to keep changing it every 6 months?
You don't, yeah.
Oh my.
Why are you changing it every 6
Because she's
months?
a race car
Okay,
driver.
so during the winter you run coolant.
Yeah.
Didn't you know about the fuel cell? Come on.
I
She's
run
pro-am
coolant
shit.
all year.
Yeah,
well,
me
some,
too.
Some
but-
tracks don't allow it, right?
That's true.
You're
'cause of the
technically
spills.
not supposed to have it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll
I follow
drain
the
it and do
OEM
water wetter.
manufacturer's manual with Toyota Red.
You do. Toyota said I need to put this in my car.
Next question.
Fada Eli says 1 billion lions versus one of every Pokemon. Who's winning?
Great
The
question.
Pokemon, easy. They have abilities that a lion doesn't
Yeah,
have.
dude. Charizard will just barbecue
Yeah,
half
one-
those dogs.
Yeah, that
Going
was a
straight
very
up.
easy one.
Yeah, we need another one.
Sorry,
I mean,
Fada
good,
Eli.
good for you. I always like the question of like, would you rather fight?
Yes. But they've been getting kind of like worse as they go on.
We're running
I
out of
don't know.
animals. Maybe someday somebody will step
No,
up.
sometimes,
Fada
like-
Eli, you got next week.
Sometimes
chime in.
someone will surprise us with a really good one. What was that really good one?
Like,
Wasn't it like
The
One
gorilla one.
shark?
No, the gorilla one.
The gorilla one, yeah. But then they threw in like, would you a skinwalker at the end? I'm like,
What?
a skinwalker is not even a real thing.
But then since you don't know what it is, I would pick that. Because you don't know its capability.
No shot, dude. That thing will no.
It's like a demon from another
You
realm.
see the
Yeah.
videos, Haley?
Yeah.
The
And I'm a
fucking
demon from
skinwalker
this
shit?
realm.
Yeah.
They're
True.
in different beings, dude. You're a skinwalker, Frank.
What the fuck are you
You
talking?
go hang out in the Appalachian Mountains. When you start hearing your mom cry outside, you'll know a skinwalker's
Yo,
no
what?
way.
That's
That
spooky.
happened to
That's
you?
so spooky.
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, hold on.
Oh hell no. Yo, oh hell.
No, he's out. He's out.
It did happen to me.
Bring it closer. Come on.
It's a common thing with skinwalkers that you can be inside your house, and if you're in the Appalachian like trails,
Because it's an
and-
Indian thing.
yeah, and
Yeah.
if you're in like you live in the Appalachian trails and like you're in your house and you hear it's late at night, you hear
Shut
like
the
a
fuck
baby cry, like a woman crying.
Someone calling your name, I've
do
heard.
not go outside.
Just
Do not
don't.
open the windows.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Malcolm,
They
how
will-
do you feel about that?
There's stories about people hearing people who have passed away, hearing them outside calling their names.
It's
And
none
you're
of my
just like,
business.
no.
I'd survive every horror movie because it's none of my business. It's none of my business. Number one, anything goes down, I'm running. Straight up. Good luck.
You live in a house by yourself?
I know, dude. You know
How
many
scary
times,
is that sometimes?
Luckily, it's Pennsylvania, so
You-
you can have a gun. The amount of times I
Hell
hear my
yeah.
fridge doing some weird shit and I'm clearing
That
the
was
house.
me last night. What the fuck is
I
that?
literally thought I heard a door open and close in my house, and my cat's not even home right now. He's with his grandmother. But so I literally have to clear the whole house.
Yeah.
The other night I was.
She's fucking walking.
The
around.
other night, yeah, straight up with a flashlight. Like, don't
Yeah.
listen. Do not surprise me, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have a hole in you, and then I'm gonna ask questions afterwards. I'm
And
just
it's
gonna
PA.
freak out.
They could probably do that.
This is what I
Yeah.
do. This is what I do. I get out of my truck. I hear a noise. Guess what I'm doing? Sprint
back
into
in
my
the
front
truck.
door.
Okay.
No, I'm running to the front door because I
that
know I'm
skinwalker
safe.
shit was creepy.
That I cannot do. Oh my god.
Next question.
All right.
Yeah. Ooh.
Boosted 92 coupe YLS swap. I feel like we answered
Yeah,
that.
we did. It's just so simple. It's really easy.
You can use
and
a Harbor
reliable.
Freight grinder on the ring.
The chop.
One cam,
One
and
cam.
just like a weird kind of clout. Like no one's gonna say that you're cool, but everyone will be like, "You're such a nerd," and they'll be like peeking at your engine bay. You're
Yeah.
so dorky. Yeah,
Just eyeing it.
yeah.
This one's Nick Cristofori. If you could get rid of your LS for an SR20 with a mustache, would you?
Wait, what's with the mustache?
Is that a person?
It's
And
who works on Fable's cars.
SR20
Another Blue Boy.
mustache.
Blue Master.
Is he a Blue Master?
Oh no! I mean, I do like a good mustache.
Huh.
I do like a good mustache, but you're gonna have to convince me to get rid of
That's
the
You're
where
a
we differ. I'm not
mustache
a big
girl, that's what
mustache
it
guy.
is.
dude.
Oh, okay, I got the joke now.
I love a good mustache. All of November, that was like my Roman Empire.
What about the guy from Top Gun, the new one?
Oh, row. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah. He's kind of
Sup?
hot. He's kind of hot. And I'm not a mustache guy. I'm not.
I need to get out more in case anyone was noticing.
Next question.
This is Samaj Niab. This is a friend of mine who lives in Texas now. What's up, Bane? What was my first drift car? It was that 240 Vert. You were there when we picked it up. Next question. This
just
one,
wanted to hear
I
you
don't
say-
know who
Vert
sent this,
is a
but they said,
power
who's the
move.
chick with Sarah? She probably cooks banging empanadas.
She does.
Who said that?
Somebody named Brian.
Brian
Hop.
Hop. Shout out to Brian Hop. Yes, Brian.
Just a
Our
little
girlfriend
somebody.
cooks great empanadas.
I love you.
Oh, you said our?
Yes. Soviet Russia. This is our girlfriend.
This one's FRS Zach. What was your childhood job? I would actually like to know as well. Best advice for new drifters.
Ooh, okay. So my best advice for new drifters is literally don't do what I do. Get your underpowered 150 horsepower car and just rip it as much as you can.
Good thing you got one of those.
And then take everything everyone says with a grain of salt. My first job, I worked like we grew up like broke. Like ramen noodle broke, dude, like government cheese
I mean,
broke. So I had jobs
He
since
had a
I-
240, so.
Yeah, and then I got into cars, so I've just never not been broke. Yeah, so I think my first job was like waiting tables. My first car industry job, I worked for oh my god, I'm
What
gonna
is
forget his
it?
name. He's a Club Loose guy. My brain just doesn't work anymore. So I worked with him at like a restoration shop, like old school car restoration, and I was like low man on the totem pole. So I'm like sweeping floors and like doing whatever nobody would want to do, and they would give me like little jobs here and there, and that's how I like started to learn stuff. And there was an old guy that I don't even know his name. They called him Old Man. Like that was what they called him. And he was like so good at metalwork, and he would like show me all this cool stuff. Yeah, that was really fun. I did that for like maybe a half a year. So that was probably my first car industry job.
How old were you then?
I was in college, so I had like 3 jobs in college.
Okay.
Because again, broke, and I liked cars, so I was like,
I sold weed in college. Okay, next question.
"Oh,
I
I
fucking knew it.
We
I
knew it,
fucking
dude.
knew it.
We got it out of him."
My foot has a hole. Ask her why SR20 is her favorite engine. Hi, Fable.
Is this Fable? Hi,
Yeah.
Fable. We don't need another Fable shout out. We've had like 4.
Because he's just so great.
I know he's so great.
We'll get her to convert.
He did hot laps. That was his Roman
I
Empire.
knew he was going to have a fucking great time.
He had a
down there.
blast. I think.
Picture of him holding up the sign.
That's the best fucking. That's the best photo in the drift community ever taken.
What? Next question. Tasteless Media. Why are
SR20s.
Why are SR20s just so much better than LS?
I warned you. I saw
You're
it.
gonna everyone in the chat. If you ask me a question, you're gonna need to define the word better. I'm gonna need a definition because if it's reliable, that ain't true. Maybe. Are they cooler? 100%.
I feel like it's a more.
Because I love when you like to hear it when they're drifting and you just get the. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's
I
really
like
cool.
the like nasaliness of it. It's
Yeah.
like that's a drift car. You know?
Agreed. I was reading the comments. I had no idea what was said.
we could have been like.
Literally, you could have said some
Could have
crazy
been another
shit.
girl.
Dude, this guy's name is amazing.
What is it?
Kim Jong Chil
Oh,
603.
that's Kim. That's Kim
That's-
Packenham.
yeah.
I love you, Kim.
That's
Wait,
Chet's girlfriend,
She's
Kim.
the coolest.
the best name ever.
She's
Yeah,
so
I know.
funny.
That name is the best name ever.
And she's building a motorcycle. So I'm telling you, get the she does get the Drift Kitchen girls on here. You're gonna have to get more microphones.
She's building a
I
motorcycle.
want to get Chet on here
I
anyway.
would like to also build a motorcycle.
But I don't. I want. She should have her own episode.
Yeah, Kim has a lot to share. She's very funny and she's good at conversation, so she'll just
Yeah.
Let's do it.
yeah.
All right. Well, ask her about her dad. Trust me, it'll be funny. Try and make it about him.
Yeah, so I told you about my dad, like that's how I got into cars. He also like he's owned a bunch of really cool cars. He took me to my first like drifting thing ever. He's made some hilarious mistakes with cars. He taught me how to snowboard. Like every cool thing I do, I owe to my dad for sure. Yeah.
Sounds like a dope guy.
He's
Sounds
cool.
like
But
a
he
club loose guy.
He will bully me.
He will also always bring you a drink.
Yeah, he'll be like, "Are you guys good? Are you guys good? Hey, you suck," and it's me. So one time I went to my dad is just a very cool guy. He's a social butterfly. I just got back from Germany. I went with my family, and he's like making friends with like random German dudes that don't speak English. Like he's a blast. And so I was in middle school. We went on a school trip, and I was like, "Dad, will you be my chaperone?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll come in for it." So he comes in, he's the chaperone. All my friends are like, "This is the coolest guy ever." He's in the back of the bus. He's doling out nicknames. He's like, "You're this, you're Maverick, you're this." All these cool ass nicknames. And I'm sitting there like, everyone likes my dad. Everyone's going to think I'm cool. I'm like, "Dad, what's my nickname?" He looks at me, he goes, "Booger." I'm like, "Dad, stop giving them ammo, bro. They're already so mean, dude."
Now we have to hang out with Booger.
And it like, why was I Booger? I have no idea. I've asked him that, and he just chuckles. I'm like, "You asshole."
He bought a 240. That's sick.
He did. He was like, "I knew this car would be cool."
Bought it off the lot, dude.
My friend said it was for hairdressers, but I knew it was going to be a cool car. He'll tell
Yeah.
you that. Yeah. And he'll still be like, "I know I could slide it." You know what?
I want to see that.
I'm going to get, this is what I said on Kim's
Imagine your
podcast.
dad drifts
I know. We're going to get a private
Oh
day.
my
We're going to get my dad in here, and I bet you he's going to shred straight out the gate.
Can we film that shit?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do a little.
Let's do a Faction Motorsports.
Yeah.
video.
Sarah's dad learns how to
Teaching
drift.
dad how to drift.
We'll bring 2 cars. We'll bring my insane Pro-Am
No,
car.
bring his car.
Bring his Z.
Yeah,
His stock
no,
Z.
his 240. You still have it, right?
Oh,
Or-
the kooky.
Yeah.
Okay, but if that goes in a wall, I
no,
will
we
absolutely
won't put
kill
it on
myself.
the track. Put it on the cart track or something.
Okay,
where
all
it's
right.
not gonna hurt.
We'll
it.
let him slide it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild Steve, pizza or coffee?
Oh, Steve, what's up, dude? That is I'm gonna say coffee because if I couldn't get through to the day without coffee, and I can eat another combination of like cheese, bread, meats.
That's
And still,
a good way
yeah,
to rebuttal
thank you.
that. Yeah, you could eat it in a different combination. Maybe
yeah.
like a chicken parm sandwich or something.
Hell yeah.
What is your dream S chassis build? That's also from Ricardo.
That's another great question. So that would be my S14. I don't know if
Okay.
you got that 2-tone Sylvia you
I
guys
knew
have.
you were
It's
gonna bring
so clean. It's so clean. I cannot find a flaw in it. So I want to like fully restore my S14. Do like just OEM plus type mods, like obviously lower it just a little bit, like cool wheels, intake exhaust, like a little bit of motor work, but not anything like crazy, and just keep it like
Clean.
sleeper almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
clean.
clean.
You
So
got a
clean.
garage?
No, I was sharing a shop for a while, and I'm trying to rent a shop. I don't have any right now, so it's just my townhouse garage. So they were saying the guy that did the body work on that car, like the metal work, it's flawless. So I hit him up on Instagram. Hopefully he answers me.
Already?
Yeah. Seriously, I was out there for how long? 30 minutes. I hit him up on
It's
Instagram. I was
Kamal
like,
from
"Will you
Superlight."
please
Yeah.
build my S14? Like I would. He could have it. Like it's not really a time crunch because I don't drive it as it is, and I'd
Yeah.
love to get it like back on the road. And
I
like,
was gonna
go
say
through
if
the
you had your own garage, I mean, you can fucking figure anything out. So you really could
Yeah.
take
We're
a car
just-
down. And
So if you see me this summer, I've built my drift car again over the winter in a townhouse garage, and I need some props for that.
damn, that is
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Where do you keep all your cars?
Oh, I did my subframe in the driveway, and I pissed the HOA off so bad.
Yeah. The bushing, lighting the bushings on fire and everything.
Yeah, well, I wasn't gonna light the bushings on fire, and then they came over and yelled at me and like didn't even have the respect of like introducing themselves. So I was like, now I'm lighting the bushings on fire, dude. I was trying to be nice, but now they're getting lit on fire, and I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night because I wanted to be a little sneaky about it, and I'm like. I have 2
There's a
fire
campfire
extinguishers just
in
in
the front
case, and
yard.
I'm just like, smoke is going everywhere.
Yeah,
It
it's
smells
not
so
good.
bad, and I'm like,
The smell is so bad.
my house is right on the corner, dude. So I'm like, hopefully no one's going by. It's like a Thursday night in the summer, but we did it good.
They were doing Jesus here was doing some outside literally on Monday, and I was like, that's the day the fire marshal's supposed to show
Dude,
up and
what?
fucking
This guy.
and literally like I walk outside and he's in the fucking shop already. I was like, hey, what's up? And I know that he's outside right now, and he's like looking at the fire extinguisher. He's like, yeah, this is good. I'm like, all right, bye. And then like I asked Jesus, he's like, oh, I literally finished just before he came. I was like, dude,
Thank God.
that would have been
It's
real
the
bad.
easiest way to get everything out, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely the best way. They should just go behind the shop, Malcolm. They should. Yeah. The fuck? Why didn't we think of that? Anyway.
I never want to do that again, and certainly not in my driveway.
Yeah, we have to do it like once a month. But
Subframe bushings?
yeah.
It's easier if the car's on a lift to like get the subframe
Oh,
out
yeah, it's
properly.
fucking
Dude,
way
trying to line that
How
up with
fuck
the
do you
car on an
even
angle.
survive with
I
all those
called my friend
cars?
Trevor. Shout out to Trevor. I was stuck getting the subframe back in because with the solid bushings, like you
Oh, yeah,
cannot line
sometimes
that up.
it'll-
So I'm like, I called him because he's a 240 guy.
You
He's
try
gonna-
to do it yourself?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you
I
need a
had to
friend
call.
for
So
that.
like, I don't like you.
That sounds horrible.
Let me die before I ask for help. Because literally the second
Yeah.
a man touches my car, he built it. So, but luckily Trevor, super awesome guy. He's great. I called him up and I was like, dude, I'm tapping out. I need
That's when you
assistance."
call Haley. She can do it.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll call him.
She can
Haley's like,
manhandle a subframe.
I'm her boy.
I'm dating Brian and I don't touch anything.
Nah, you can figure it out.
So great.
Come on.
Yeah, no, but Trevor came in, saved the day, helped me line him up. It was a lot of like 2 jacks and
Yeah.
hammering, and finally, like I was like, dude, I owe you the biggest beer when we're done. So he's a great dude.
Living the struggle.
Yeah.
But that's what it is when you work on your own shit. So.
I know.
Next one is from SR20 Bobby. Do you have a Jeep? If you
Oh,
don't
man.
have one, do I have a one for you. $6,500. It's a Jeep. Hit us up if you need a Jeep.
I don't
Our
have a
friend
Jeep.
Chris is trying to sell one.
I don't have a Jeep. I bought my ex a Jeep as a present, an XJ.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm the best girlfriend ever.
Bobby loves Jeeps.
Oh, drink. They drink every time Sarah mentions that. Yeah, it was just. I just thought it was a cool gift.
Oh, this is a thing. Okay.
Mhm.
Next question.
Oh,
the thing.
okay.
It's okay.
All
We're cool.
right.
Everyone's cool.
This one is for Malcolm.
Mm.
This is from Lachlan Drive Slow. Hi, Malcolm. Hi, Malcolm. Hi, Malcolm. Hi, Malcolm. Hi, Malcolm.
Malcolm
Hi,
has a
Malcolm.
boyfriend.
Hi,
Hi,
Malcolm.
hi,
Oh, that's so sweet.
Stop.
Malcolm has a little crush.
Ooh.
No, he has a crush on me.
Yeah.
But like, take the compliment. Keep it
All right.
pushing.
Hi, Lachlan.
Oh, that's a first. Oh,
Oh,
shit.
shit. He noticed him.
That's not
Yeah.
good.
All right.
I know.
This one's from Alan Kyle. Remember when...
Oh,
All right,
no.
Alan. I don't know.
She goes, oh.
Whenever someone goes, remember when, I'm like, I run through my
No,
brain.
because I don't know if...
What
The
have I done?
pineapple.
I
the-
hope you know something about this because it's just going to sound really bad when I read it.
Probably.
Remember when Gus blew his load against a Mustang? Also, come brownie guy is me.
Yo, that's a lot of like weird things.
Yeah. Okay. So Gus is a dude.
Yeah, I think I've met him before.
Okay. He did some. Not gonna blow up in the spot, but he did some questionable things with a lady on Backtrack. Good for him. So he got this nickname. But he was in the car track comp. And we were rooting for him in the stands, dude.
I'm sorry.
We
I'm
were
still hung
rooting
up on
for
the other
you.
thing.
We were rooting for you, and he blew it. God damn it, Gus.
Didn't
And-
his car break?
I think he ran out of talent, but I could be wrong.
Ah, interesting. All right.
And the brownie thing is just like they were passing out brownies, and I was like, "What's the catch?" And then they put jokes about just their Gus's brownies, and I was like, "Sus." Yeah. So that was that's an inside joke from the car track.
Okay,
comp.
thank God. I was gonna say
Yeah.
Alan would never hurt a soul. All right. When was this one's from Mike Stansko? What's up, Mike?
Oh,
What-
Mike.
Yeah.
Mike's cool.
I've never met him
Mike's
in
cool
person.
people. Yeah.
We
You
just
guys
talk
should
on
have
the
him
internet
on
because
here.
he has that Cadillac.
Yeah, he
Which I
does
fuck
like
with.
he does a bunch of parts for Cadillac specifically. Big LS guy too. He's cool.
Of course, you know.
He drove
I
some
didn't look at
Florida
I didn't look
now.
that far into our
Yeah.
friendship, but no, he's a cool guy.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Get him on here.
All right.
When was the last time you paunched the fuck up? And he spelled paunched with T-O-N. Hashtag cactusgate.
Oh my god. Oh no. What if my brain's blanking. Oh my god. I don't know. No.
Punch, like poncho.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is a
Oh my
paunch?
God.
Or is
Okay,
it
all right.
food?
I guess we can do statute of limitations. So we were at work at Turn 14. We all used to work together. That's how I met Mike and his fiance now. Congratulations, guys. I love you. Morgan, who's also my really good friend. And we were all in Turn 14, and we were all like newbies to Turn 14. And I don't know why, but we used to like laugh and joke around a lot. It's probably our bosses didn't like that. I think I was the instigator.
What, did enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I was the instigator
God
of a lot
forbid.
of like the too much talking, which is good for a podcast, not so much for work. But so we were like unpacking a box or whatever, and there was just way too many ponchos. And one of our other friends is like, "Let's go, dude!" And we're like making the jokes even more. And he's like, "Let's ponch the fuck up, boys!" And I am doubled over peeing my pants because that is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Ponch the fuck up, boys. Maybe that's my new catchphrase. So he's like, "Let's ponch the fuck up, boys!" And he goes to toss me a poncho. I double over in laughter. It blasts our coworker, who we don't necessarily like so much, Cactus, into smithereens, dude. And now I'm laughing even harder. It sent this thing to the stratosphere. It's all over the ground. I'm like trying to clean up dirt. I'm still laughing my ass off. We shove it back in its little container and put it back on the shelf, and no one says a goddamn thing. And a couple weeks later, she goes, "Oh, my cactus died." I think I actually did pee my pants. I think I actually don't give me any of your secrets. I cannot keep them under duress. If it's funny enough, I'm just gonna.
Takes
have
a
to
lot
say.
to kill a cactus, I think.
Yeah, well, Poncho coming in at mock Jesus, dude, took him out.
Clearly.
At the throat. He didn't have a chance, dude. Let's punch the fuck up, boys. Thank you for that deep cut, Mike. Thank you so much.
He had a part 2. What's your opinion on galactic sauce? What the hell is galactic sauce?
Oh my
Am
god,
I
he's
missing
putting
something?
all my business out there. The trip that we got the tattoos on.
Oh, okay.
I got a little too drunk, and I was like, I was texting someone. I was like, "Let's get this galactic sauce." It was garlic sauce. I think I had a pizza in one hand and like a cinnamon stick in
Galactic
the
sauce
other, and I
sounds
was just
great.
Comes
Dup,
back
dup,
to
dup,
the
dup.
to the autocorrect.
Yeah, dude, that
Dude,
autocorrect did
galactic
it. It
sauce
wasn't me
sounds
being
so
drunk.
good though. Like we should
Yeah.
find a place that has that.
Galactic sauce. That's
Why do I
another
feel
good
like
one.
somebody already has that though?
Probably.
Probably.
Interesting.
Damn, dude. All these deep cuts. I'm loving this.
This is the last one from Corey Nay 77. What are areas that are lacking in the aftermarket world and tips on starting a business?
Ooh,
That might
that's
just be a random
that's
question.
such a
but
smart question. I don't know if I'm smart enough to answer this. All right.
You got this.
Tips on starting a business. Make sure you fucking love it, because you're gonna be doing it 24/7. Like you're not gonna be able to 9 to 5 it and then just go home. Like that's what drifting I live for, because I love it. If it was anything else, I wouldn't be able to do it 100%. And then I guess tips for like where the aftermarket's lacking. I work on cars a lot, so my idea would be, if you also work on cars, see where you're constantly going, "God damn it, I wish I had something that blank," and then just make it happen.
Carl's loving that.
Nah, because
Yeah.
I want 6-point extended fucking wrenches so badly. Because I'm like, why are they always 12-point open-ended extended wrenches?
Make one, or like, oh, Snap-on will pay you for a tool idea.
Oh yeah, heard about that.
Yeah,
They'll probably
submit
fuck
it.
it. They'll
Probably
probably rape
Steals
you,
it. They're
but,
like,
yeah.
They
get
probably
wrecked.
already have
Yeah.
it. They heard. They got
They'll
a
be like,
rep
all
on
right,
here
the check's in
listening.
the mail, and you get it. It's fucking $200, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
200 more than you had before.
Yeah, like,
and then they make $2 million off of it.
Before I worked for an exhaust company, I didn't know there was a tool that like takes the hanger off like nothing.
Oh
And-
my
I
just
god,
saw
that's the
Chris
best
use it
tool
the other
ever.
day.
It's $11, dude, and it
Yeah.
will save your life. Like
Yep.
no more wrestling hangers. And even if you don't have like any sort of lubrication for the rubber,
It
like
pops
I've
it out.
spit on it before and it just comes
Just
right
spit
off.
on it
Just
and-
spit on it. I was we'd have to take cars to an airstrip, and so I'll sometimes forget tools. One time I forgot a whole part, had to like zip tie a piece of pipe up. Hilarious.
Yeah, like
More
a drive
sloppy
shaft.
mechanic, like a drive. No, it's like, so it was a valve, and so the car would have got a check engine light if it didn't have, like,
Oh,
if it
okay.
couldn't talk to the valve. But we had the straight pipe piece, but I didn't have a valve simulator, so I just zip tied a pipe up in the
Valve
bumper.
simulator. These are expensive cars.
Yeah, it was Audis, dude, way out of my pay grade for
Yeah.
sure.
How do you like that
wait,
job?
there were two more. Sorry.
They let me drive some fucking crazy shit, so it's not bad. They let me take off for drifting. They're understanding about the announcing.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
all
love
you
them.
need.
AWE,
Yeah.
like your current
Yeah.
company that you
And
work at?
they like to go like, "Hey, we have a stock FRS. You think you can drift that for us?" I'm like, "I can try." So there's a video online of our like launch video, and it's an open diff and it's bone stock, but
Yeah.
I got it to slide only one direction, so they like cinema magicked it.
You gotta
It's
like
pretty
turn
sweet.
off all the bullshit. and
Oh, I
everything.
turned
you
off-
had to do
luckily,
a pedal
like,
dance.
No joke, those cars are like, I was surprised with how easily a stock FRS
Those are the
drifted.
best
So if
cars
you do
right
like a
now.
couple of mods, I think you'd be mint.
Yeah.
What surprised me in a negative way was the new Z. Like, it's cool, dude. No one is down harder for Nissan than me, but I just was like driving this car around Englishtown, and I was like, this needs a lot of stuff. Like I'm
Really?
in, like the
were
suspension. I think,
drifting it?
was ass. No. We brought in a ringer for that. The owner, I didn't want to try to drift the car in front of the owner.
So much money. Too.
I would die. I didn't go off track with the FRS though. You'll know
good.
that. Yeah, with both my bosses watching. Yeah, so I just was like, damn, this thing, like, it doesn't handle very good. It definitely needs a tune for sure, like suspension upgrade. And I just kept thinking of like things I wanted to
I
upgrade.
feel like it's a good car for like just driving on the highway really fast.
It's like a different caliber of car. I
Yeah.
feel like it's like
Yeah.
a
They dropped the ball
Tour.
again. What a surprise. I mean,
Dude, they keep breaking my heart.
yeah, ever since
Nissan's a-
2001.
Yeah, Nissan's a red flag, but I just keep on coming back for
Yeah,
more.
yeah, because we were just hoping, crossing our fingers, and then they doubled the price of fucking everything, and we're like,
Hey,
okay.
do you want the same Z but more expensive? The motor's better. At least it's not a VQ.
You want the same exact gas tank from fucking 1993, but it's triple the price now because we know you'll buy it. Yeah, good times. That was it.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
Do
some
you
good
have
questions,
Did you
guys.
have
Thank
anything else that you wanted to share?
No,
anything
my
you wanted
big
to make
thing was,
people
like,
aware of?
My big thing was
Make sure to
talking
get
about
Sarah
women.
on FD.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I can't believe I'm saying this to the public. I'm shooting my shot at FD. I'm gonna tell him.
Why not? Tell
Life
everyone
is
you
short,
can.
dude. Life is short. Hire me.
Yeah.
We've proven in The Gambler, Sarah will work pro bono for a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short now, though.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Thank
I
you,
know that
guys.
now
This
that I
is
know
so
where you
fun.
live, that's
This
kind
is
of
one of my top 5 pods, I must
far.
say. This was fun.
So
Even
we,
with me making fun of you?
yes.
we really
that was the fun
appreciate
part.
when people like you took the time. You had to come all the way over here and listen to us chat, and
Yeah, I really hate
I
going.
really appreciate that.
I really hate asking people like, "Hey, you want to be on the pod?" Especially people I don't know, because then I'm like, "Oh my god, I feel like I'm asking way too much." And you're like, "No, it's totally fine." I was like, "Oh my god, you're like 2 hours away. Are you okay? Like, is this okay?" And you're
I
like,
would have driven
"Dude,
to
it's
the
fine."
moon to come
Yeah,
on here, dude. You're fine.
You're like, "It's fine." I was like, "Okay, cool."
Now I'm just gonna keep making fun of Frankie for granola all the
Dude,
time.
keep
now.
the joke rolling. I'll be in the comment section next time. Be like, tell Granola Boy to have a seat.
And on that note,
Thank you
Thank
guys
you,
so much for
guys.
listening. Good night.
oh wow, that was cool.
Damn, Malcolm on his game today.
Yeah, that was quick. Now it was like I'm trying to eat.
He's so hungry. He doesn't want to stalk her.
Thank you.